Join us every Sunday at 11 a.m. for our Sunday morning worship services. On WCSL 1590 AM and 92.3 FM, it's the Sunday morning service of First Baptist Church in Cherryville. On WLON 1050 AM and 107.5 FM, it's the Sunday service of the Covenant Bible Church in Lincolnton. And on WOHS 1390 AM and 101.5 FM, it's the Sunday service of the Calvary Baptist Church of Shelby. Join us each and every Sunday morning for our Sunday morning worship services on The Boss and Carolina Country.
Get a great deal on versatile Kubota equipment today, like Kubota BX and L Series compact tractors, part of our under 100 horsepower tractor lineup rated #1 for reliability, Z Series mowers, and Sidekick utility vehicles. Stop by your local Kubota dealer today. Bring home the Kubota BX 2380 tractor for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 60 months, now through December 31st. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for more details.
Your Kubota dealer is Parker Farm Service, 126 Bessie Drive in Kings Mountain. Attention contractors, H&M Industries in Shelby sells wholesale. You get wholesale pricing, like vinyl windows as low as $149 with a lifetime warranty on frames and sash, plus low E argon, extra strength glass as low as $149, plus metal roofing, just 82 cents a square foot with a 40-year warranty. And get vinyl siding at wholesale prices too. That's H&M Industries, 3931 West Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Call 704-734-9900 or visit the website at hmindustries.com. Are your fall finances falling out of control? Well, take charge. Let the folks at Basic Finance in Shelby help you out. You'll be able to rake up the debt with one call. Call for an appointment at 704-481-0111 today. Get a loan from $500 to $7,500. See Basic Finance today, 306-2 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, right across from Shelby High School. And remember, golf on Saturday, church on Sunday.
The game plays right here.
Are you ready for some football?
Your sports leader, WOHS Shelby, WLON Lincoln, WCSL Cherryville Gastonia.
Hello, this is Milton Baker inviting you to listen to NASCAR racing right here on WCSL 1590 AM, 92.3 FM, and KTCBroadcasting.com.
Chosen breed, you don't see too many like me. Cause I am one of the reasons you do what you do when you wanna be me instead of you. Cause I am still on beat, showing love to the streets. Come on, you know me, cause that's who I am.
Sings heart, and as always, hopefully JP on the board.
All right, JP. Well, I'm going to give you a chance to do that again because, as always, you don't give me 2 seconds to hit the button so I can get you queued up in here for the folks online. So, why don't you tell everybody online what's going on this morning?
And good morning. Welcome to the Southern Morning Sports Talk with Kevin Hastings, Thompson Fight, Taryn Reinhart, and as always, JP on the board.
There you go. Well, good morning, JP.
Morning.
I don't have your camera hooked up, so too bad for that one. I'm sure the folks at home are devastated, and you are too. But Tom, good morning to you and Terry. We're working on some biscuits. But first, this program is brought to you by
Friendship Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram 190 Oak Street Extension in Forest City, North Carolina. Once again, that's Friendship Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram 190 Oak Street Extension in Forest City, North Carolina. 828-919-3001 and Friendship Nissan 156 Oak Street Extension in Forest City. 828-245-1661. Go see your friends at Friendship. You know, I just spent a couple of days, had my floors redone in my kitchen, and unfortunately you have to get out. And I was over there in Forest City. Quiet, little pretty place. Lots of car dealerships there. So if you're riding through and you're interested in a Jeep, Dodge, Nissan, Terry, that might be you. Need to go by there and get you a car at Friendship.
Yeah. Okay.
I tell you what.
It would.
I tell you
I'm
what.
going to tell you, I really think Thomas could help us out.
Thomas, if you can sell this man a car, you deserve Salesman of the Year for the whole nation. I'm just telling you, if you could sell Terry Reinhardt anything that costs more than $10, you have really earned it. You must be a great salesman.
Now, Tom, what are you really trying to say?
I'm trying to say you're a hard sell, Terry. I guess what I'm trying to say. Hard sell. Just want to throw one other thing, too. Got a remote today at the Iconic Motor Company. So we've got that going on as well today.
All right. So anyway, we got scores. I'll let you guys give them. Tom's probably already threw his sheet away.
No, I
haven't.
haven't.
No, he hasn't.
All right, there you
I
go.
got it right here.
I'll let Tom do the left side, Terry the right side for this for last night's scores here on KTC Broadcasting. We had, of course, 4 games on our networks: West Lincoln and Maiden, WLON, Kramer Crest, OHS, Shelby at Jefferson on Waggy, and Cherryville and East Gaston on WCSL. All right, Tom, scores.
Okay, it was Lake Norman over Christ the King, 45-8. It was Carver over Bishop McGinnis, 28-7. Crockett over Pisgah, 28-14. Forbush over West Wilkes, 48-3. East Surrey over West Surrey, 13-6. Mitchell over Owen, 55-27. Patton over Madison, 26-13. Drone over Avery County, 42-22. And Mountain Heritage over Rosman, 52-13. Terry?
All right. It was Bessemer City 32, Highland Tech 8. It was Chase over McDowell 47-14. It was RS Central 41, Brevard 30. It was Tuscola 21, Franklin 17. Bunker Hill, another huge win for them last night, 40-0 over West Caldwell. Lincoln then picks up their first victory of the year with a 21-17 win over Newton Conover. Now, you talk about a series. That series right there, Lincoln in leads 27-26-3. It was North Lincoln over Hickory last night, 21-6, and that is the first time that North Lincoln has defeated Hickory in their 3 meetings.
All right, so more scores. West Iredell over Fred T. Ford, 16-8. Statesville over East Lincoln, 23-6. North Iredell over St. Stephen's, 15-6. West Henderson over East Henderson, 41-7. Kings Mountain over North Gaston, 56-0. Forest View beats Ashbrook 24-0, Terry. That kind of surprised me. It looks like Forest View might be the best team in Gastonia or that area. And then South Point, 42. Hunter Huss, 7. Terry?
And other scores from around the area, Shelby over Thomas Jefferson, 55-7. And right there is when we'll talk about in a minute the big difference between Shelby and Burns and the rest of the league. It was Cherryville losing to East Gaston 50-14. It was Crest 35, Stuart Kramer 16, and Maiden with a hard-fought victory over West Lincoln 20-14.
All right, guys, on today's show, we've got NFL and college new picks for this weekend. We'll talk about some of last week's games, and we've got bad picks for NFL. For the last 2 weeks, we got 2 of those. So we got 2 segments now. I split it up into 2 different ones instead of one long one, so we can get through those and laugh at our mistakes. Shannon had some bad picks, of course. Terry, as he was doing the show, I wrote BP next to it, like his first 2 picks, and he missed them. So I just want to tell you how that went. I'll get on him more and his exact score on how many he missed. I think 5 or 6 maybe last night in his local scores. He texted he had a bad night. We'll have a power poll update in a little bit too as well when we talk high school football and more with that. We've also got the baseball playoffs and a history-setting St. Louis Cardinals. We got to talk about that quite a bit. We've got, let's see, anything else? Oh, we've got NASCAR. That's what we're about to talk about first, folks. Terry, do you blame anybody? Are you anybody on anybody's side? How you feel about the Chase Elliott, Kevin Harvick kerfuffle, which I didn't think it was much of anything, but, you know.
Well, I watched the race. I saw it happen, and then I kind of sat there and, don't get me wrong, I think it's the older versus the new. I mean, Chase Elliott, I would give him a lot of credit because after the thing happened, he says, look, I'm not backing down from anybody. Like, even if your name's Kevin Harvick, like, I'm a young guy, I'm not supposed to just move out of your way and let you take something, you know. And Chase Elliott was fighting for the victory also. And they had a little tangle, and then Kevin Harvick took it wrong. Chase Elliott took it a different way, but neither one of them won. So I guess when it all comes down to who did what, nothing really happened because neither one of them won the race.
Well, Harvick's big thing, well, they were racing, right? And Chase was mad that they, I guess, made contact.
Yes.
But when they made contact, Chase's tire got cut, and he went down a few laps. So he's out of the race basically at the end. So Harvick's mad that at the end of the race, Elliott's out there blocking for the leader, which is Chase Elliott's teammate, a few laps down. So
and possibility he probably was.
Oh, he definitely was. Everybody knows he was blocking. He said he was. He was on the radio, said he was. He said, I'm going out there to help 5 now that I'm down. So he got out there, waited for 5 to catch up near behind him, Tom, and then he blocked traffic for a couple laps, 3 or 4 laps down. And so when Harvick comes back around, he tries to bang Harvick and doesn't allow Harvick to catch back up to the lead. And so when they come out after the race, Harvick come down pit road riding his bumper, and they got out and did some mad finger pointing and pushing and fussing for a few minutes. And Harvick said he's about ready to rip somebody's head off. Now, what's funny, Tom, he was wearing a set of glasses kind of like you got on right now, and with your bifocals, and he had to take them off, and then he ended up, when he slams his helmet down, he slammed him on top of the glasses, and I don't know who the guy was in the white shirt, but his job was to break everything up. And then Harvick tried to fight a Barstool Sports reporter for trying to record the altercation, and I don't know, it was wild night, but Kyle Larson wins anyway, Terry, and is he the favorite now going forward so far?
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's been the favorite for all year.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see how you put anybody in front of him. A lot of people can compete with him, and we always have to remember that when it comes down to one race, all you got to do is have a bad one, and you're out of it when it gets to the last one. You just got to make the last one to have opportunity. But, last week's race, I even kind of felt for Kyle Busch because all of a sudden his tires going down, and you think, how did this happen? All of a sudden his points lead goes from about 20-something down to 2. Mm-hmm. Then he gets back out there and ends up winning by, I think a +8 or something when he ended up the race. But you kind of thought, oh, no, he's going to lose this thing. He's going to be out of it. But he did not. He moved on to the next round. We start over tomorrow, so we'll see how it goes from here. I just think that basically the only person that I put out last week that I did not think would come out would have been Kurt Busch. I didn't think he would have got knocked out. So,
well, here's who's still left. We've got 12 drivers. Harvick's in last. He's 12 points back. So the way they do these standings, for you folks at home that are watching, for you folks listening on the radio, folks, we're live on YouTube every Saturday. You can watch the show. Very informative and fun, right, Tom?
Oh, yes.
Yes. We Tom's got his groupies over there that watch and follow him on Facebook. Kevin Harvick is 12 points back. So Byron's sitting in the cutoff spot at 8. Logano is 1 spot behind him. Keselowski 6, Christopher Bell 9, Kevin Harvick 12. So Harvick was trying to get that win, Terry, to advance. Now he's sitting back in last, moving up in this next round. Bowman 7th. Chase Elliott sitting in 6th. Kyle Busch in 5th right now. He's 9 points up on the cutoff. Anybody within so just because Kyle's in fifth doesn't mean he's safe with 9 points.
No.
Same thing with Ryan Blaney and even Denny Hamlin, Terry, now with 11 points. They could get in trouble. Larson has won. Hamlin, did he win first race of this cutoff?
Yeah, I mean, he's moved on anyway. That's the end of that one.
Right.
Yeah. So it starts over now.
Right, that's what I'm talking about. This is the new one. So
Yeah.
he's what I'm saying, he's in third right now and with only 11 points up. And Truex 16, the only person that's comfortable right now with the race to give is Kyle Larson. He's 46 points up right now. So if he could even wreck out a race and still be in first place.
He'd still be in first.
Or
Yes.
right on the cutoff line, basically. He'd still be in it. Everyone else can't afford to really have a wreck. This week they're in Vegas for the South Point 400. And Terry, well, Kyle Larson's on the pole. So
It's amazing, is it not?
Blaney, Byron, Truex, Harvick, Hamlin, Bowman, Keselowski, Logano, then Kyle Busch, 10, Chase Elliott, 11. Let's see Tom's favorite driver.
Cole Custer.
28th. He'll be starting 28th.
You know,
Tom.
but it's funny.
Right in
if
front
you
of Ryan
take-
Newman and Garrett Smithly.
Yeah, if you take the chase drivers that are in this race, most of them are at the front.
They are.
You know?
It cycles itself out that way, especially with 12, 16 drivers. You know, Terry, that's how it usually goes anyway. And so
about like our power pole, you know, it all comes out at the end.
it does. And old Shannon was
I'm
having
not too sure about that power.
Shannon was having a fit with it last night. You know how
Sure about that
those Cleveland County folks they don't like any power pole, Terry, any pole that doesn't have someone in Cleveland County in first place.
No, I'm not just saying that. I'm just saying
That's exactly
That's what
right.
it is.
It is.
It's deep down.
It
isn't
is.
That's
Tom,
what it
don't
is.
even go
We figured
next
it out,
door
Terry.
neighbor.
So you're trying to accuse me? I'd be happy with the poll if Kings Mountain was at the top of it.
Any of
No,
them. Any
no.
of them. Burns,
No.
Crest, Kings Mountain, Shelby, you'd be like, yeah, that's probably right. As long as it's got Cleveland County.
No, the only one that deserves to be where they are is West Lincoln because they've played some tough opponents. And
Terry,
moved up
Bunker
before.
Hill's 5-0.
Yeah, but
And another shutout.
Another shutout. Tom. We're
who'd
gonna have
they
that
shut
later.
out this
We'll
week?
talk about that later. All right, NASCAR. Larson, Blaney, Byron, let me give you the schedule for this weekend. We'll have to back that up for a second. Get off there so you folks don't have to watch me on air edit with that one. This weekend's JP, give this weekend's broadcast schedule there on your sheet as I pull up this weekend's Vegas schedule. Because we got some college football this weekend as well and NFL, and I want to make sure we get all the times for the folks listening here on WCSL and all the games there. We may even have some Braves this weekend too. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay, I didn't do it. Well, you didn't say anything, so you just kind of stopped. It was like,
Talking into the microphone.
oh, well, good Lord. We have the Atlanta Braves at San Diego at 8:25 p.m. We have the Alsco 302 at 7 p.m. Then North Carolina at Georgia Tech at 6:30 p.m. Tomorrow we have South Point 400 at 6 p.m. and the Atlanta Braves at San Diego again at 3:50 p.m.
Oh, I'm sitting there watching a video. Didn't have to. Trying to look at the schedule. All right, Terry, here is our weekend schedule. Let me pull up for the folks at home can see. That was Thursday or Friday. How about Saturday? 7:30. The Alsco uniforms 302 tonight. Like JP said, 7:30 Xfinity Series. NASCAR tomorrow is inspection 12:30. You want to watch that live, Tom? You can online. Just click on that link. The race is actually at 7:00. So there's no other special events or anything else.
In
besides
Las
that.
Vegas, is that where you said they were racing?
Yes, sir. In Vegas. All right, Tom, who you gambling on to win this weekend?
I'd like Larson. I mean, he's been there at the top. He's kind of stayed away from trouble this year, just focused on racing, and I think he's locked in. I think he's got a lot to prove, and he stayed there on top. I don't see anybody catching. Of course, with Truex up there in second, he's a good driver, but he's 30 points back. It's not insurmountable though with that many races.
No, it all comes down to the last race. Anyway.
It come down to the last race, but right now I'm comfortable. I've been picking Larson every week. I'm gonna stay with that.
And I'm going to go with Denny Hamlin.
Terry
I think
for his
because
second win of the year, right? He's got
that's
one
what I'm
or two.
saying. This will be his second, but
Yeah.
he won the first race to move on.
Right.
And then when you think that he's done, I think he'll come up and he'll win this and to move on to the next round. But it's huge to win because you never put yourself in that situation Kyle Busch was in this past week of, hey, somebody bumps your tire, it goes down, and all of a sudden you're thinking, oh, now I'm struggling. I'm only 2 points, and you wonder where your balance is going to be. But he come back out and took care of it. But you never want to put yourself where the last race, if something happens and you're knocked out of the race, then you're not in it.
Well, pulling up the next few weeks schedule, we kind of look at the
3 races,
the playoffs here. It's 3 at a time now. So we are end of September. Call me when it ends, or call Billy Joe Armstrong when it ends. You know who that is, Tom?
No.
He's the lead singer of Green Day. The song is When September Ends.
Oh, my gosh.
There you go.
That's only been about 30 years ago.
Wake Me Up When September. Green Day.
Green Day was back when I was in college.
They're still coming out with some new stuff every now and then, but they are.
I saw the Rolling Stones were going to have a concert.
Listen, if
oh my God,
if I die before Mick Jagger, me and God's going to have a.
That's an old Stone.
The Rolling Stones are having a concert. Charlotte.
Rolling. How about the old Stones?
You hope to outlive Mick Jagger and Keith Richards,
I don't know if I can. I don't know.
Not like as long as they. I'm talking about. Surely to goodness they're going to die before you.
I don't know.
Well, anyway, this weekend they're in Las Vegas, South Point 400. Next weekend, Terry Talladega, and then Charlotte for the cutoff race. So basically,
you know who's going to be on the chances of being put out of this from them 3 races?
Who's that?
It's going to be Martin Truex. He's going to be on the cut line, but he's going to be able to get on through when they get to Charlotte.
Why do you say that?
Because Charlotte's his racetrack.
I was about to say he races good, but it is the road course too.
I don't
so don't
care.
forget that it
Wait
is
and
the,
see. Chase Elliott will have the opportunity on that
right.
race.
Elliott,
also.
Truex will,
Larson,
Kyle Busch will,
Christopher Bell will be good on that track.
Well, is he in the playoffs? Okay, yeah. But all right, so Talladega obviously is a random toss in the hat. But also you don't think about the wrecks, Terry. You wreck there, it's over there.
Could be.
At
win at Las
Talladega.
Vegas, and you do not have to worry about that race.
Well, that's true too. Now, Terry, Vegas is that the way I look at it for the folks that may not. That's a kind of a crew chief type, fastest car type race. Let's see what we can get. Talladega, obviously, with the restrictor plate and the drafting, and then the road course at Charlotte. So the 3 kinds of races basically you have in the series will be showing off here in this round.
Who's the previous winners at Las Vegas? Do you know?
No, not off the top. I do not. I don't know how to get that quick enough to answer your question, unless you can stall for 10 seconds.
Well, Tom can always stall. Tom.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty good at that. Depends on what we're talking about. So I just was trying to follow along with the conversation. You have 3 races and then a cut. You don't cut after every race.
Right.
No,
the way it is.
It's 3 races. Unless you win, then you know you're moving on.
Okay.
That's how it works.
I don't like the cut at all. We talked to Logan about that a few days ago.
I like the cut.
You do like the cut?
Yes.
I don't.
I like getting rid of them.
Because Tom, you could wreck in the or
and then win a race
you can
later.
win-
Kyle
but you're
Busch
out.
didn't do good in this first one.
You could come in 13th in the first 3 races, right? Win the next 7.
And you won't win the championship.
You're not going to be the champion.
Yeah, it does, but it changes your strategy.
You
know
could
what I mean?
actually go. You could wreck in the first one, and go second, and then win the rest of them, and still wouldn't be the champion.
It makes a difference if you're at Las Vegas and you win. Then when you go to Talladega, I can tell in the back the whole race until it comes down to the end and try to work my way forward.
Yeah, strategy.
Than me trying to be up there in the middle.
Yeah.
So.
All right, so Kurt Busch won last. That's who I was going to pick actually, but I decided to go with one of the. Did I pick one? I was going to go with him, but I was going to go with one of the guys in the chase actually. I'm gonna go Blaney this week and see what happens. I guess I didn't have
Brad Keselowski, Martin Truex,
right.
bunch of them.
Truex, Logano, Keselowski, Harvick, Keselowski, Truex. But remember, those are the years that those particular drivers were kind of dominating in those. So Terry, like again, that's that crew chief who's running the best at this race. And then, but the Bushes always do it good at Vegas. So that's why I was even thinking about picking Kyle. But you guys, you haven't had the speed, I don't think, to win one of these races yet. So I'm not sure about that.
We're good between 5th and 7th.
Yeah, that's right. All right, we'll be back in a few minutes. JP, wake up. Quit reading. Quit trying to organize the power pole for me in there. I'm going to do it myself. We'll be back in a few minutes on ktcbroadcasting.com.
Okay, class, listen up. Do not buy a car without a warranty. Just don't do it. At Friendship Nissan and Friendship Jeep Dodge Ram in Forest City, we have lifetime warranty on new and used cars. That's right, lifetime warranty on new and used cars. Unlimited time, unlimited miles. And through the end of this month, we're offering up to $4,000 over Kelly Blue Book value on your trade. So one more time, Friendship Nissan and Friendship Jeep Dodge Ram has lifetime warranty on new and used cars, and you'll find us in Forest City.
It's Customer Appreciation Day this Saturday, September 25th at Iconic Motor Company of Shelby. Hi, I'm Calvin Hastings, and I would invite you to join the boss for our live radio remote broadcast from 11 a.m. till 3 p.m. We'll have free Dairy Queen hot dogs, chips, and soft drinks. Plus, register to win some great prizes, including a Renaissance Festival tickets, free food certificates from Jam & Jay's Pizza and the Creekside Clock. Also, free rounds of golf at Riverbend and free Boss t-shirts. And check out their inventory, including a 2017 Camaro Super Sport, a 2020 GMC Sierra 1500, a 2019 Dodge Challenger GT, a 2019 Chevrolet Silverado 1500, a 2020 black Camaro convertible, a 2020 Ram 1500 Bighorn, and many more. So plan now to be there this Saturday, September 25th for Customer Appreciation Day at Iconic Motor Company of Shelby, 325 West Dixon Boulevard, right across from Kimbrell's. And join us for a live radio remote broadcast from 11 a.m. till 3 p.m. at Iconic Motor Company of Shelby.
This weekend, we're in Vegas.
Start your engines! Let's go!
Crank them up, King. Crank them up. It's the South Point 400.
Here comes Larson. He's going to make a move quickly on Harvick. Larson to the inside, and to the outside is William Byron.
Truex drops down to the bottom of the racetrack. Hamlin goes back up to the top side. Now it's 3 wide. Harvick, McDowell, Chase Elliott in turn 1.
The South Point 400. Sunday, September 26th at 6 p.m.
On Carolina Country WCSL 92.3 FM, 1590 AM, and online at ktcbroadcasting.com. Plumbing problems? Well, if you're not an expert plumber, then we invite you to call the Expert Plumbers. That's Olmsted Plumbing in Forest City. Just call 828-245-7302. Recommended since 1973. From faucets to sinks to toilets, from sewer and drains to well pumps, from dishwashers to disposals to bathroom remodeling, residential and commercial, new homes too. Don't let your plumbing problems drive you plumb crazy. Call Olmsted Plumbing in Forest City, 828-245-7302, or visit the website at olmstedplumbing.com. Hey, look, it's Gary Dellinger with Dellinger Electric. Gary, what's going on?
Hey, Calvin, just stopped by to see how the new jingle was coming along.
Well, as a matter of fact, we just finished it up. Want to hear it?
Oh, I can't wait.
Here we go.
When it comes to your wiring, you don't want to monkey around. Call Dellinger Electric. They're the best electricians in town.
Well, what do you think?
I don't know. I mean, it doesn't even give her phone number. And monkey around?
704-435-0705. They're the best electricians in town.
I don't have to pay for that, do I?
Looking for a boat, RV, or farm equipment this summer? Carolina Federal can help with financing. Recreation loans are available for as low as 3.75% APR. Contact us today for more information by calling 704-435-0186 or online at carolinafcu.org, or stop by our branch located at 1200 East Church Street in Cherryville. At Carolina Federal Credit Union, we treat you like family because you are. Rates based on credit history.
And welcome back to Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin and the gang.
That's all you got?
That's all I got.
Good job, JP.
Good job, JP.
Glad KTC invests their money well. All right, we'll
making JP work these double shifts.
Tell you for about $150, you can get one on eBay, a leather football helmet. My question is, what are you going to do with it?
My question is, Terry part with $150?
Well,
no. The answer is no.
$129. He's looking for one for like $15.
Display it, you know, is like
when
get like
Judgment
Terry,
Day.
here's a fake one, replica one for $40.
When
I got fake replica ones.
When it's Judgment Day, I think Terry's going to have a wheelbarrow full of all his money, wheeling it into heaven with it. Listen, Terry, can't take that in here, man.
He's going to give us a GPS of where he's got it buried. Hopefully.
Yeah. Well, we got to find that out. It's in Lincoln.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's in Lincoln somewhere.
It'll probably be
JP's
somewhere.
phone's ringing.
Yes, and that would be Coach Pruitt.
I didn't know if you knew that or not.
Yeah, I know. Trust me, he's already on. So
Well,
I mean,
shut up!
I've
Get
got
the
it.
phone going.
Oh, he's.
We're trying to talk here.
I know he's on though.
Okay, I think Coach Pruitt's on.
Good morning.
There we go.
Good morning, Coach.
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed. Usually me and JP have a little precursor talk, and he just flipped me straight on to you guys, so I don't guess he won't talk to me this morning.
No, it's not that, Coach P. It's
Sorry,
just,
JP.
Well, Tim, in
it's just
all
phone. This
defense of
phone's
JP,
weird.
he was just told to shut up and answer the phone. So that's
Yeah,
like
okay.
1950s,
I got you. I
the way you
didn't
talk
hear that.
to
Me
your
and-
secretary.
Me and him was enjoying breakfast after we got jerseys set out this morning, so I hadn't been listening in the last probably 4 or 5 minutes. We've been doing a little eating. Sorry about that.
Well, in the studios, I heard the phone ring, and then JP starts talking, and I'm like, "What are you doing? You answer the phone." And that's what he was getting fussed at for, and he's just talking about. I don't know what he was talking about, but he's there. But welcome to the show, Coach. Good morning, Saturday morning. Nice, cool, brisk Saturday morning. Cherryville, last night you guys had homecoming, and got some highlights there on the show. I'm gonna pull up here while you're talking, and you want to tell us a little bit about how that game went. And this is another one of these. We're in this new conference, East Gaston, but East Gaston's a familiar foe with both Bessemer and Cherryville. But I can't remember, and Terry might have a note, and I'm sure you know, Coach, the last time you guys and how you guys have played and fared against each other as well.
Well, we used to play about every year, even when we weren't in the same conference, just because it's a county game. I went back and looking at a schedule. We used to have North Gaston and East Gaston on the schedule yearly. So,
right.
Coach Postale's done a really good job over there. Got some really good players. I mean, I feel like he's got 3 running backs that are really good. Number 1, number 5, and number 8. If anybody went to the game. And, when they slide 5 and 1 out there toward the end of the game, number 8 gets the ball. I mean, 4th down, last touchdown, they run a little outside run play. And they're not really blocking us at a couple of positions, and he just outruns us. So they got really good players, and they got a good sound scheme on offense. Defensively, the 2 films I have, they're in a odd front defense, head up, nose, 2 5s, what our base defense would be. And first half, they played nothing that resembled that. So I think that might be a little bit of a compliment to our kids, and that they felt like they needed to change their scheme to try to keep us from scoring points. But we have to adjust when teams don't come out. When you play Shelby, they're going to line up pretty much in what Shelby does. And East Gaston did change some things on the defensive side, and we didn't adjust very well. And when a team's keeping the ball like they did, we've got to find a way to keep the ball ourselves, to keep the ball away from them. So I feel like we've definitely gotten better in that regard from the way we played against Chase a few weeks ago. But then with what we did with Shelby last week, but then we took a little bit of a step back last night. And with the Shelby game, we tried to 2-platoon a little bit last night. We tried to roll some more guys in with us doing a little change of defense and adding a defensive lineman. Didn't play Cooper as much on defense. He played a little more in the second half. But overall, a disappointment for homecoming to not have a more competitive game. But also we are in the realm of our mind that we've got 5 games left, and 3 of those games are Conference 1A games, and that's what we've been playing for this year. So hopefully we'll right the ship a little bit with a game with Patton this week that we added. And Patton beat Madison last night, so I think Coach Duncan, who used to be over at Crest, will be a coach who has done a really good job, and those guys are improving. So we've got an important game coming up this week with another 2A opponent.
And Coach, with Patton, not a lot of our listeners here are really familiar with them. You know anything about them in particular?
We were supposed to scrimmage them, and then we had our issues at the beginning of the season. So we didn't get to scrimmage, so it worked out. We actually thought we were going to get Lexington, which is up near Thomasville, but that kind of fell through. So, Patton, typically before Coach Duncan, Tom Eames was there, a guy that I used to know who used to be at East Surrey. They were running double wing stuff. I think we saw a film on Patton last year. Can't remember who it was against, maybe Chase or somebody, scrimmage somebody. and they were in like offset eye, sniffer, common offense, and had a couple really good players. So they lost to East Burke early in the year, who we did 7-on-7 with, and they played some good competition too. And I think they've had some issues with their season with COVID, so thus we were able to schedule this game as a makeup for the Blacksburg game that we missed back about 3 weeks ago.
Well, Coach, right now we're watching highlight of the touchdown pass you guys threw here up to the left side. You want to talk us a little bit through kind of that play and what happened for the folks watching online as well?
Yeah, it's pretty much a play we didn't practice all week because we were expecting 4 over 2 or 4 over 4. But when they come out in their 8-man front, we were trying to get the linemen straight, and the linemen were, a little bit. It wasn't much different than what Shelby did, but we've been working on zero calls and man calls and big on big and us running gut on our 50 on. All that changed because we couldn't do any of that stuff. We had put in a special bootleg play, and we had about 3 or 4 concepts to get the ball in the flats. We had success getting the ball in the flats, but when I called the bootleg, they actually had to flip it in their mind because of our protection was going to be simple. We just called it a man protection. Everybody's got that man on you. But we couldn't do that in that set. So we really struggled a little bit with adjusting to that. But as I'm talking to the linemen, I hear their fans get excited. I didn't see the play. I had my back. And I said, what did they run? They said, Coach, they ran hot and go, or they ran quick, crack and go. And I said, well, you know what? In my mind, I'm like, that's a play we can run against the 3D. So I just called it. And Landon made a great play, chased through a great ball. First drive of the game, I think, was the most important drive of the game for us. We probably have 1st and 10 inside the 20, and we got called for a block in the back. So, a bang. To me, as the coach, I thought our guy made a good effort playing a good block, and for the official in the middle, he called it a block in the back. We were able to get in position after that to run a pass play that we thought was there and chase through a great ball that Carter Spangler got his fingertips on right at the goal line. And, just the difference of a couple inches being the difference between taking the lead in a game like that, which would be big, to us being behind because they took the ball down and scored. So just keep working on the things that we can do to get better. And then, the second half they came out in the defense we expected, and the first time we got into our 2 tight end set, Cooper takes the long run to the house, and our guys executed what we had worked on all week. So there's definitely some positives to take, but then also, you just got to get over the fact that, hey, we've lost 4 in a row to 4 pretty good teams, and we got to get ready for the second half of our schedule. Like I said, we can't do nothing about what's happened in the first 5, but we can do something about what happens in the next 5, and that's what people remember this group for. So we're excited about the opportunity to get back out there.
All right, Coach. Yeah, we was watching the highlight, and it looks like I'm that's not what they're in, but it looks like one of those classic cover 2 throws against like the Tampa 2, where you got to split the safety in the corner. And the ball couldn't have been any more perfect as both guys came right by, and a great catch. And he walked it in from about 15 yards out on that. So, fantastic play. Who caught the ball again?
Landon Hahn.
Landon Hahn.
Yeah,
Okay.
up until that point, a couple years ago, Jaden Blanton set the school record for touchdowns with over 20 rushing touchdowns. And I think it was 21 to be exact. But going into the second half of that game last night, we ain't had a rushing touchdown all year. And to me, I felt like we were going to be a team that could hopefully run the ball, possess the ball a little bit better than we have. But we're still getting to that point. Like against Shelby the week before, we ran some option schemes, and we didn't run it against Shelby because I knew they would be kind of coached up on it a little bit. Brought that back out last night, had a couple of really good conversions on that. And I really feel like that might be something we can hang our hat on a little bit, getting Chase out there, but also allowing Chase to pitch it. So there's a lot of things that I think we can continue to work on. And in the second half, when Cooper broke that run, Cooper finally carried the ball over on a running play. And between Landon and Cooper, those have been the 2 guys that have stepped up and made a lot of catches for us. And, of course, last night, second half, Landon got injured on the last play of the first half, and he did not return. So, that's one of our guys that we play both ways. So when you have someone like that go out, now you got to replace him on the offensive and defensive side. And I'll be honest with you, Chase's security blanket is Landon. He likes to put that ball in his hands probably more than anybody we have. So now Chase will have to spread the wealth a little bit. And I hope he'll have confidence in the guys around him, and hopefully that gives somebody an opportunity to make a few more plays. And then when Landon comes back, then that gives us another threat. So you just got to take it 1 week at a time, and hopefully put the best group that we can out there. But hopefully everybody go out there and make some plays to help us be successful.
Okay, Coach, you mentioned Hahn, and I've seen Hahn play before. I've been impressed with him. You mentioned he had to go out of the game. Do you think he's week to week? Is he going to be okay?
Well, when he first went down, I thought he cramped on the last play, but as the process went, it obviously wasn't a cramp. So, obviously couldn't get back out there in the second half, and injuries will be evaluated, and hopefully we'll have him available as soon as he can get back. He's a kid who wants to play and is an important part of our team. So I guess, Tom, he would be classified as week to week, but we usually don't consider ourselves like a college or NFL team for an injury report. But I think we'll get him back as soon as possible. This game this week is not a conference game, and we got Highland Tech and Thomas Jefferson coming up, so our goal would hopefully to get him back for those 1A conference games that we have left on our schedule, and hopefully he'll be able to perform like he has at the beginning of the year, which is very well.
Okay, I know you mentioned having to play next week, and they've won a couple football games this year. I guess you probably don't know too much about them because you haven't you picked this one up. What do you expect them to do next week, and what do you guys have to do about it?
Well, if they're a throwing team, they're going to have a good film to get an idea of what to do to throw it against us. And if they're a running team, they're going to get a good idea to see what East Gaston did. So we'll have to prepare for the things that they do best, hopefully take some of those things away. And then, like I said, our best – at the beginning of the second quarter, I got the guys in the huddle. I said, guys, our best defense right now is for us to keep this football and possess it a little bit more than East. And this is something we got to continue to get better at. And looking forward to maybe a better week of weather to where we can get on the field a little bit more. We missed on Tuesday. We did get out a little bit on Wednesday, a little more than we thought we would. So to hopefully getting a little more time and doing some of the things that we can do a little better. JV-wise, we did play a JV game at East Gaston, very similar to the game we had last night, to the open drive inside the 10, didn't score. And then open drive second half, got inside the 5 and didn't score. And then East scores on the last play of the first half in a game that could have been up by a touchdown in the middle of the third quarter. We were down by 2 touchdowns. So we just got to keep doing the things well that we do. And there's no JV game this week, so I'm excited about the opportunity to have a few more guys hopefully dress out. And the way we can structure practice will be a little bit different. So hopefully that'll get us a little bit more prepared for Friday night as well.
Coach, I got a question for you, and I know sometimes I ask some stupid questions, but when you're in a conference like this and you got so much power from Shelby and Burns in it, and you saw what Shelby did to Thomas Jefferson last night, and I know everybody's predicting Thomas Jefferson to win y'all's 1A part is what people are saying, but how tough is that to play in a conference like that where you're got to be built up to play everybody, but then you got to seclude, hey, we got to win the 1A, and does that come in doubts of playing players or not playing players, et cetera?
Last week, I guess, when we went into the process of playing Shelby, I guess you kind of consider the fact that like our game plan, we're going to game plan to win the game, but also we're going to game plan to make sure our kids can be prepared for the opportunities in front of us in terms of, like I said, we two-platooned a little bit more last week. But when you get to a certain point in the season and we're at the midway point, a win over in East Gaston would probably be really good for our resume and the way they're doing the winning percentages and setting up the playoffs. So going into the game with them playing Cherokee, I thought Cherokee was a pretty good team, and seeing them on film in that game was just a little over a 1-touchdown game. We felt like we'd be a little more competitive. But each week's a different week, and we try to put kids in positions to play the best of their ability, just like in situations at the end of the half where we want to get pass rush. We got to make sure we got the group out there that can get a pass rush and make sure they know what to do when they get out there. So we've got a lot of elements that we can correct and fix right now. And I think the kids are still in tune with what we're trying to do this season. They're a good group of guys. And I'll be honest, last night we had some adversity in the first half, and we probably didn't handle it well as a team. We had a little more talking amongst ourselves than we've had in the year so far. And I think that's probably maybe the frustration of going through first couple of games and playing a couple 2A opponents. But, I mean, if you look at our schedule, we lost the 1A game with Blacksburg, and every non-conference game we're playing is 2A. We played with the charter schools, and last year when Pine Lake Prep brought a lot of kids from Huff over, and they were a really good football team. I believe Huff beat Chambers last night. So the second-string guys at Huff are pretty solid kids. So each year is a different year. This is the conference that we have. And I felt like going out there and getting an opportunity to play at Shelby is an exciting thing. But that game's in the past. And last night's game's in the past, too. We got to grow from those things. We probably covered the pass a little bit better last night in certain situations, but we did miss on a big play. Like I said, they ran a concept that we run, and our kids didn't adjust the coverage very well to that, and they scored a touchdown. So we can't make that same mistake against the Highland Tech. We can't make that same mistake against the Thomas Jefferson, and hopefully we don't make that same mistake this week against a team like Patton, who's going to come in to try to improve their resume. I mean, you look at their schedule, and they're playing Hendersonville left on their schedule. They're playing Brevard left on their schedule. They're playing Chase left on their schedule, and there's one more game. So they got a pretty tough road to hoe after this week, and they're looking for that one extra win to help them get in the playoffs, I'm sure. So we're just kind of taking it a step-by-step process with that. But that's our goal, to get in the playoffs. And then once we get to the playoffs, the way the new playoffs are with no split, and they're all 1A teams, it's going to be interesting to see how that fares out and how the rankings get processed, and then who gets to go where and who gets to play who. So all that's in the future, but what we can take care of is what we can do this week. And we're excited about the chance to get to play, because a lot of teams haven't always had guaranteed chances to play. So we're looking forward to a chance to get on the field and play well.
All right, Coach, final thoughts before you go about that drubbing the Mountaineers put on the herd of Marshall the other day.
Well,
we had it all the way, Coach. Had it all the way, never in doubt.
I had a JV game, so I actually got in the locker room, and we were up, getting ready to score. It looked like to take a bigger lead. The next thing we were down 30-20, 31-20 or whatever, 30-21. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, well, we must have had some turnovers. And, they had bad third quarter. But since the last time I talked to you, we won 2 games, and it's going to be tough without no Mountaineers game on a Saturday and no Panthers game on a Sunday. But that might be good. That'd be a good way for me to maybe collect my thoughts and do some things a little bit better and hopefully put a better game plan together. When my kids don't adjust, it's a reflection of me. So as a head coach, I've got to do a better job. So when our kids get in that situation, they'll do better in the future. So that's on the head coach.
Well, Coach, I hope you have a good weekend and enjoy some football. You can watch some. What time Cleveland Browns play, Tom? Sunday?
They play at 1 o'clock.
You can watch some Cleveland Browns football Sunday. Coach.
Cleveland Browns, is that CFL Arena or what?
That's Arena League, Coach.
Cleveland Browns. Sorry. No, hey, I try to catch as much football as I can, but I really am, I guess, more of a fan of college football than NFL, just from the standpoint. I think the college game reflects more like the high school game, and some of the things that I might see there, I can hopefully kind of use with our program. So overall, I like to take in some football, but today's a day where my wife's working, so I got a lot of stuff done last night, so I don't have to go back to the stadium other than maybe the mow and the other things we'll do with the kids today. So I appreciate you guys, and look forward to having Danny and Tim in the booth next Friday night for a big game with Patton. It will be our Chavis night to represent our Chavis middle school football team, and they play at home this Wednesday. I believe they play Belmont. So luckily this year we're playing 3 different teams of football from 7th grade up through 12th grade, and we didn't get that opportunity last year. And the other part, I mentioned this, I thought of this last night. Our starting center, his freshman year, we didn't have JV football. Our starting center, last year he played 2 JV games. Last night, he's playing in his 5th straight varsity game and having to make adjustments, and he's not got a lot of experience in that. So we've got to find ways to make our kids better, and that's why we're playing these games. So I'm looking forward to our program getting better and better. Appreciate you guys.
All right.
Appreciate you. Good luck.
Have a good weekend,
Right, thanks.
Coach, you and your family. And Coach Tim Pruitt last night, Cherry Falls, 50-14 to East Gaston. Let me get back to their schedule real quick. Which one did I put that in? I think I put it here. Nope, I missed. There we go. Oop. I'm gonna try to pull that up. Anyway, Terry, you want to go over you guys want to go over the scores of last night's games real quick? As I pull up the Ironman schedule.
You or me, Terry?
I'll take off,
okay.
Tom.
Okay.
It was Bessemer City 32, Highland Tech 8. Chase defeated McDowell last night 47-14. RS Central 41, Brevard 30. It was Tuscola 21, Franklin 17. Bunker Hill 40, West Caldwell 0. Lincoln in 21, Newton Conover 17, and North Lincoln over Hickory 21-6.
It was Maiden over West Lincoln 20-14. Crest over Stuart Craber 35-16. East Gaston defeats Cherryville 50-14, and Shelby over Thomas Jefferson 55-7. You know, at one time that score was 7-6. Thomas Jefferson, Terry.
Yeah. It was West Iredale
after
16.
the first quarter.
After the first quarter.
Not at one time, after a quarter of play.
Yeah.
It was West Iredale 16, Fred T. Ford 8. Statesville defeated East Lincoln 23-6. Statesville goes to 6-0 all time against East Lincoln. It was St. Stephen's losing to North Iredale 15-6. West Henderson 41, East Henderson 7. Kings Mountain no trouble with North Gaston 56-0. Forest View no trouble with Ashbrook 24-0. And South Point rolls over Hunter Huss 42-7.
I tell you what, Hunter Huss has really fallen. I mean, they had such a strong program, really struggling this year. Lake Norman over Christ the King 45-8. Winston-Salem Carver 28-7 over Bishop McGinnis. Crockett over Pisgah 28-14. Forbush over West Wilkes 48-3. East Surrey over West Surrey 13-6. Mitchell over Owen 55-27. Patton over Madison 26-13. As Kevin and Coach Pruitt told you, Patton will be visiting Cherryville, correct? That's a home game for Cherryville next week.
Yes.
So it'll be Patton and Cherryville on WCSL next week. Drone and Avery County 42-22. And Mountain Heritage over Rosman 52-13.
That make Avery County now 0-4?
Yeah.
0-5 or something like that for the year.
Kevin added a couple scores. The Community School of Davidson defeated Mountain Island 23-14. And it seemed like he put another one up there, Kevin. Can't remember. I know it was
the Hendersonville score.
Hendersonville. Where's that one?
Over here. Second board.
All right. Hendersonville. Okay. Polk County and Hendersonville. Hendersonville wins 56-25. I thought Polk would give him a better game, Terry.
Hendersonville putting up a lot of points.
They always put up a lot of
points. What was Forestview's score last night? They gave up
24-0.
66.
He's still trying to do his power poll over there, Terry.
I am. A little fuzzy math over here.
He's almost got it worked out.
Well, it's called adding and subtraction.
So he's got to add and subtract. Doesn't have a calculator. He doesn't believe in those. He doesn't believe in technology.
No.
He can do it in his head. Probably why the math is kind of messed up.
Probably do most of it in your head. 3s and 2s and 1s aren't that hard.
He's doing his homework. He's doing
3, 2s, and 1. I'm trying to get you the top 15 before I get out
Where's
of here.
Crockett? South Carolina?
Tennessee. Come on.
Okay.
Somebody else said. Nelson asked that. Y'all got to think about that. Where would David Crockett be from?
Oh, I was just asking. I mean, a lot of people.
I haven't never heard a story about David Crockett wrestling a sea lion in South Carolina.
There's sea lions in South Carolina?
I don't know, but all I do know is he's killed a bear in the Tennessee mountains, and if I was going to guess, David Crockett would be from Tennessee. All right, real quick, guys, let's go over the schedule here the next few weeks for everybody. Tom, I'll let you do Waggy here.
Okay, so the Waggy schedule. Jefferson that's next week. Jefferson at East Gaston. And then the following week, Jefferson at Burns. That'd be a good game. Chase at Polk County, the week of October 15th, October 22nd, Patton at Chase, October 29th, RS Central at Chase, a big inter-county rivalry there.
Yeah, and then
Cherryville Iron?
Yeah, it will be Patton at Cherryville. Next week, October the 8th, it will be Cherryville at Highland Tech. October the 15th, Thomas Jefferson comes over to Cherryville. October 22nd, Burns visits Cherryville. And October 29th, Cherryville goes on the road over to Bessemer City in a huge, big game.
All right, WLN. Terry, do a WLN. Go ahead and do it.
All righty, on October the 1st, Bandy's at Lincoln. October the 8th, West Lincoln goes to Newton Conover. October the 15th, St. Stephen's at East Lincoln. October the 22nd, Maiden at Lincoln. And the final game of the year, a big one probably, Lincoln at West Lincoln.
All right, West, next week we've got on the schedule South Point at Crest, but that might be changed, Tom, depending on situations. That could be Burns and Bessemer City next week. So heads up, looking at the schedules. Ahead, Crest and Shelby will be the following week, an exhibition game, right, Tom?
Yeah, exhibition doesn't mean anything.
Terry, I tried to tell Shannon last night, does Cherville and Bessemer not mean more than Crest and Shelby?
Probably does.
You need to complete the sentence. It means more for the playoffs.
Well, I mean, it means more. Well, you guys qualify as it means more because there's more people in Shelby, so more feelings are affected by that game. But it doesn't mean anything for the standings or anything. But every single Cherville, what's the record between Cherville and Bessemer, Terry?
Pretty even.
Yeah, it's pretty even.
One, two games.
Yeah.
And Tom, is Terry, when Crest and Shelby play, do they give away a championship belt?
No, they do not.
No world championship belts. So this game, world championship belts, everything on the line, playoffs, history. We're talking about feelings.
I'm telling you, man. Come on.
Best
it's like
City
the Battle of Hog Hill. You got to give something away. You know,
They should do something. They should like put a horse's head on a lion's body or something to make it. Somebody needs to design a trophy or like a lion's head on a horse's body and just have like the Shelby Crest trophy.
Pay for a styrofoam cup.
I tried to get Shannon to pick the Griffons last night because they could fly and the Lions couldn't, and he wouldn't go for that. So I did my best with that. Speaking of Lions, they get Bessemer City on the 15th, and then the 22nd maybe Shelby and East Gaston, and then Burns at Shelby to end the season. So right now we've got 3 Burns games, 3 Shelby games on the schedule, and 3 Crest. But depending on press box situations and broadcast situations, some of that may change here in the next few weeks. Stay tuned on Facebook and on Twitter. Real quick, as we wind down before our next break, number 15, the Bandy's Trojans. Number 14, North Lincoln. Number 13, East Lincoln. Number 12, the Burns Bulldogs. Number 11, the Forest View Jaguars. In the top 10 for the first time, the Crest Chargers with 7 power points, tied with the West Lincoln Rebels, who get the 9th spot on the tiebreaker. Moving up 2 spots in this week's power poll with a win, the Shelby Golden Lions over Thomas Jefferson move up 2 spots into the 8. Tied, 3 teams are tied with 10 power points, 5, 6, and 7. Tiebreaker goes to Maiden. Maiden gets the 5, Kings Mountain the 6, and South Point the 7. Hendersonville is the number 4 team. They are 12 power points. Then we got a 3-way tie for first with 13 power points, folks. And the winner of the 3-way tie will go to the Bunker Hill Bears at 5-0. They've given up 24 points in 5 games. The Chase Trojans are 5-0. They are number 2. They've given up, how many did they give up last night?
I want to say 17.
14.
14.
So they've give up now 83 on the season. And Statesville is only 4-0. The other 2 teams are 5-0, so they get the 3 spots. So in review, number 1, for 2 weeks in a row, Bunker Hill. Chase at 2, Statesville 3, Hendersonville 4, Maiden 5, Kings Mountain 6, South Point 7, Shelby 8, West Lincoln 9, and the Crest Chargers 10. We'll be back in a few moments here on KTCBroadcasting.com.
Lifetime warranty on new and used cars at Friendship Nissan and Friendship Jeep Dodge Ram in Forest City. And now until the end of the month, Friendship in Forest City will offer up to $4,000 over Kelley Blue Book value on your trade. Guaranteed best prices on new cars, all used cars priced way below book value, and now all new and used cars have a lifetime warranty, unlimited time, and unlimited miles. We're simply not like any other dealer. Friendship Nissan and Friendship Jeep Dodge Ram, we're located in Forest City.
Head up the escalator of savings at Kurt's Premium Outlet in Eastridge Mall in Gastonia. Just arrived children and adult Halloween costumes for just $2. Holiday ornaments, buy 1, get 1 free. Standard size pillows are $5. Disney Frozen 2, Queen or Full, Quilt and Sham for only $59. Kurt's has iron and board covers, 99 cents, and a 5-piece table and chair set, $179. up the escalator of savings at Kurt's Premium Outlet. Eastridge Mall on North New Hope Road in Gastonia. Like them on Facebook, too.
It's time to head for the mountains. Crowder's Mountain Golf Course, that is. The course is absolutely beautiful, and you can play and ride 18 holes Monday through Friday for $28 and after 2 p.m. for $25. Play and ride 18 holes on weekends for $38 and $33 after 2 p.m. Seniors play and ride Monday through Friday for $25, and Monday is Ladies' Day. Ladies play and ride on Mondays for only $18. That's at the Crowder's Mountain Golf Course, 255 Lincoln Academy Road in Kings Mountain. For tee times, call 704-739-7681.
At Ingles, we're proud to partner with so many athletics organizations to bring you the very best of everything sports have to offer. And we're also proud to bring so many great game day options to you crazy fans out there, like the best meat in town, crisp, fresh produce, ice-cold beverages, and more. Whether you're loading up for that road trip or preparing for the homestand, we've got you covered. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
Gaston County's premier flooring center is Carpet One Interiors, located at 2757 East Ozark Avenue in Gastonia. Seeing is believing at Carpet One Interiors in Gastonia, where you get a large selection at a low price with expert advice. Ask about their beautiful guarantee. If you don't love your new carpet, they'll replace it free. And right now, luxury vinyl plank is just $2.99 a square foot. Come see for yourself and refresh your home this year with a stop at Carpet One Interiors, 2757 East Ozark Avenue in Gastonia. Online at carpet1gastonia.com. If you are a hunter, listen up, because we've got good news from the Great Outdoors in Cherryville. They have selected guns and crossbows on sale. The Charles Daly Tactical Pump Shotgun, regular $249, now $219. The Escort Slugger Pump Shotgun, sale priced at $199. Wicked Ridge 370 crossbows are $649, and Excalibur crossbows are $799 at the Great Outdoors. Highway 150 East in Cherryville, right behind McDonald's. Online at teamgreatoutdoors.com and see their page at whatsupshopper.com.
They might have. I don't know.
Okay, Terry, we're on the air. Careful, Terry. Careful, Terry.
Well, I was going to say welcome back.
The sponsor is Friendship.
Terry was getting a little left field there.
Yeah. Okay, Friendship Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, 190 Oak Street Extension in Forest City, North Carolina. 828-919-3001. And Friendship Nissan, 156 Oak Street Extension, Forest City, North Carolina. 828-245-1661. Go see our friends at Friendship. Go home in a new Jeep or Nissan today.
All right, we've got bad picks edition for the last 2 weeks because I didn't get them done last week.
He's got stuff to do, Terry. He's busy.
Yeah, I had stuff.
Busy.
Anyway, I do got the last two together. So this is gonna be college first section, and this will not feature. This will be just feature obviously y'all's two bad picks, and we'll go. I'll be on the NFL ones as well, but. Not too terrible. Some of them are funny, some of them are not.
Terry was awful last week in
Terry
college.
was awful in college.
I was huge in the NFL. Though.
Yeah, but your college was terrible.
My NFL pick. But I'm ahead of you, Tom.
So
2 weeks to one.
So for you folks listening on the radio, the next few minutes are going to be our bad picks from last week. So right now you don't hear music talking with us. You'll hear some music. That's how you'll know. So for the next minute or two, a couple of minutes, you're going to hear our bad picks from the last 2 weeks. Because we want you to keep those in mind as you listen to us pick games this week, okay? So here we go. Here's bad picks on ktcbroadcasting.com.
Bad picks.
The little
Who y'all
sisters of the
picking?
poor. I'm going with Carolina.
Me too.
What does that mean?
South Carolina.
Pick a direction, Terry.
South Carolina.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going with Carolina.
I tried to get by that way no matter what happened.
I need a direction.
I told you Carolina.
Jeez. $22 to see Akron and Temple, Tom. What you got?
Let's go against the grain. Let's say the Zips hold it home.
Akron.
Bad picks.
Go with Florida International because
Good
they
pick.
bringing in players from all over the world.
That's what I'm picking. Florida International.
That's as good an analysis as any.
I like Ohio State at home, but I do think Oregon's going to stay in this game because of Ohio State's defensive issues. They're banged up in the secondary, and they were having a hard time getting lined up last week.
I took Ohio State.
Ohio State.
Cover?
No. Not to
They're going to be closer.
14.5.
All right.
Bad picks.
All right, here's one. Texas at Arkansas. 7-point favorites are the Longhorns, and we're 15 in the country going into Razorback Stadium.
It's going to be a tough one. I like Texas.
I took Texas also.
Stanford at USC. USC favored by 17.
USA.
Yeah, USC.
Oh, he almost took Stanford.
No, I trust all.
He's a coward.
Well, you know.
I am.
Bad picks.
Vanderbilt at Colorado State. The Rams favored by 6.5 over Commodore.
Colorado State. Vanderbilt laid an egg last
You
week.
got it, Colorado State.
Can we
I'm
pick
with
the
you.
game?
Yeah.
Appalachian. Well, y'all done said they ain't winning nothing, so I'm talking about App for a minute. App wins this week.
Bad pick.
Down in Miami. Chase Bryce.
Bad pick.
Remember
Nate
what
Nunn.
happened last time?
Not just a bad pick, an embarrassing pick.
Embarrassing. 8-point
Too
spread.
many athletes.
It's an 8-point spread, embarrassing pick.
Too
and I
many
just
athletes.
spent. We just let y'all. I just played an 8-minute video of your bad
I
picks.
am pulling for App.
Bad picks.
All right.
Syracuse wins.
Syracuse.
I was wondering because a lot of times I'm not even getting to pick.
Oh, did you not pick?
No, there's like another one up in there I got to pick. It's okay. I don't go against my Alabama Waters. It's North Carolina State.
Mississippi State
There you
wins
go.
at home.
Bad picks.
BYU hosting Utah.
The Mormon Bowl.
Oh, Utah.
Utah favored by 7. South Alabama favored by 14 at Bowling Green. Here's your random pick of the week.
Yeah, let's break that one. The Bowling Green at home.
Bad picks.
Air Force at Navy. Air Force favored by 6 in Annapolis.
Give me Navy at home.
I took Air Force.
Tennessee, I think, is going to hold the fort at home.
Tennessee, you taking? I'm taking Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh will destroy Tennessee today.
Whenever Terry says that, he's wrong.
He
He
one
said
last week.
destroyed. He
missed
said
one last week by like
destroyed.
50
Here we
points.
go.
So, definitely Tennessee.
Pittsburgh will
Bet
make
the house
themselves
on
a name.
Tennessee.
Those are some bad picks.
Marshall must win.
Sounds like
Terry,
kid in
that's
class.
my job.
Johnny, do you know
Yeah.
number 3?
Yeah.
I'm not really paying attention right now.
Yeah.
Let's try this again.
David Scott.
Jeez, that is not what he said. Tom, who's he talking about here?
I have no idea.
So that is Damon Scott
Okay.
of Miss McDaniel Scott Insurance and Shelby linebacker coach, and dad of your linebacker, Jalen Scott at NC State, scoring there against Marshall. And the first highlight on the highlight tape was him. So I thought that was a pretty neat. App put it out there. Adam Weber retweeted that. But touchdown, Damon Scott.
So he plays it up, but his daddy coaches at State. Did I follow that?
You totally messed that up.
Okay.
Not at all.
It's kind
You
of
didn't
hard to follow
Ace.
the story, isn't it?
Yeah.
Are
You wasn't paying
where are y'all
attention
two
neither, was you,
at?
Tom?
No, good. Well, into that story. Apple won last week, 31-30. I was just telling you that. Did either one of you listen at all? I don't know. Jeez, I don't even know where we're at. All right. Wow. JP, I should have asked you that. All right, since looking at the conference play in the standings, we've got Wake Forest and Clemson in the ACC with some wins.
Wake Forest beat Florida State, didn't they?
Yeah, they beat Virginia last night.
They beat Virginia last night.
Wake Forest did?
Yeah, they're 2-0 in the conference.
Yeah.
Virginia Tech's 1-0, of course, over North Carolina. Let me go to the rankings. Let's look over there. Let's
Thought Carolina was going to lay an egg last week, Terry, and they came back and won.
Yeah, they did.
You got that one wrong.
I appreciate it, Tom.
No. Right now, Alabama's 1, 2's Georgia, Oregon 3, Oklahoma 4. The same 4 everyone pretty much thought except for Clemson. Clemson's dropped all the way to 9th.
Yeah, Oregon
in
jumped
the AP
all the way
poll.
up with their little victory.
I want to say one other thing. I know it's not really related there, but do you know that Minnesota beat Colorado 30-0 after you picked Colorado to win that game?
Tom, that wasn't on our bad picks.
It should have been.
But that was not on our bad
I don't know
pick.
how that one didn't make the cut. That one should have made the cut. Oregon's number 4, they're number 3.
That's on account of they beat Ohio State.
I think right now they're a playoff team. And I think it's something that's, not good for me, but good for everybody else is the fact that the Oklahomas, the Ohio States, the Clemsons are not playing as well as they traditionally do. So that gives everybody else a glimmer of hope, So
Oklahoma's ranked 4th.
They're not playing that well though.
Okay.
I mean, they're ranked. They're ranked there because they're Oklahoma. They've struggled this year. I mean, it's kind of like Clemson, the ugly wins.
Coastal Carolina's ahead of Carolina in the poll. That's nice to see.
Yeah, they're pretty good down there.
I think
Boogie Board U.
Let's see what Tom. We could kick State out and add Coastal and improve the football conference.
Probably could.
Yeah. And is it not a bad thing Coastal wins and they drop a spot? Come on,
who'd they play?
I don't care.
Who'd they play?
They went up a spot in the AFCA coaches poll.
But they dropped a spot in the other poll.
In the AP poll. Well, Terry, polls matter to you apparently, so I guess.
Well, when you win, I mean, come on. Who won a bigger game to move somebody
Cincinnati
up?
dropped one spot and winning. Florida stayed in the same spot after losing.
I guess that BYU and, they even had Marshall way up there, but then they lost.
Cincinnati went into Indiana and won.
It's at my house front porch.
They went into Indiana and won, but that's not a good victory after Iowa
never mind.
Destroyed
it's in
them.
There. Sorry.
Iowa destroyed them week 1, and then Indiana was up 14-0 in that game, and then Cincinnati came back and win. But if you're Cincinnati, you got to beat Indiana 50-0.
Yeah, you know.
I mean, it's
bad.
And Indiana's not that bad. You know, it's just one of those things where.
Well, see, Tom, my whole deal is what if Coastal goes out there and they defeat people 40-0 every week?
Depends on who they're playing.
Well,
nobody wants to play. I mean, if you're Penn State, do you want to go down to Myrtle Beach and play Coastal? I mean, you don't want to do that.
You
I mean, what? I mean, if you
Penn
win,
State's not even. You have to, and I'm with you on when it comes to stuff like that. Penn State is not a team that's going to go to a Coastal where I'm going to set 40,000 less people.
Yeah,
to come to the game.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, if you're say you're Penn State, you're Ohio State, somebody. All right, we're going to go down to Myrtle Beach and play Coastal. Yeah. Okay, so if you win that game, what's everybody going to say? Well, you went down there and beat Coastal. If you lose, what are they going to say? Whoa, look at you. You're not as good. Look at it. I mean, you've got really nothing to gain from that game, and that's why I think sometimes they have a hard time getting games.
But I have to give Miami the credit of a few years ago when they did go to
Appalachian State. I mean, they did.
How many times do you see teams
you
doing
don't see
that? That's what I'm saying. You're going to come to my area. I'm going to pay you $1 million to come, and you know we're supposed to beat you.
Yeah,
so I put it like that.
So you guys are kind of this is where like Nick Saban and them would be like, well, play a tougher schedule, guys, or. You know, that Dad would be like, if you want to be in the top 10, why don't you play in a better conference or tough schedule? Well, you guys won't schedule us. You won't invite us to your conference. You'll play Vanderbilt and won't play us. North Carolina, you get beat at home and we'll never see you again. in Boone. You can forget that one. Miami will come up and play to us. See, we've got to schedule teams, and the same thing with Coastal, Terry. Either we have to play a team that they know they're going to beat us, or nobody else is going to want to schedule us. Like you said, is Penn State going to want to come to Myrtle Beach? Even though Myrtle Beach, you can have probably 10 times more fun than wherever Happy Valley is.
It'd be packed. The place would be packed, but Penn State's whole deal is there's 40,000 less people here.
If you take Ohio if you take Ohio or Pennsylvania people down to Myrtle Beach, their players might not show up for the game.
I guarantee everyone, be there. From my experience in Myrtle Beach, everyone in Ohio knows where Myrtle Beach is at. They know the way better than
they do.
Most people from Charlotte.
It's a long way. They love some Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, I've played golf with more random Ohio when they just stick you with people sometimes, and you're with Ohio and Canadians. I get a lot of Canadians and Ohioans playing on the come down on the golf courses. All right, there's your any other comments on the top 25, Terry? Is Ohio State still overrated? They're at 10. Clemson.
Well, defensively they've got issues. I mean, like I said a couple weeks ago, they're having a hard time getting lined up. Yeah. Getting the personnel group. And then Josh Proctor, their starting safety, I think broke a leg, and he was one of the interesting. Now they've had a couple of freshmen. Burke, one guy's name, playing corner. I mean, they put him on an island one-on-one sometimes. He's done pretty well. But if you're a freshman and you're back there at corner, I mean, that's tough. I mean,
and I think the loss to Oregon hurt them a lot because Oregon was playing without their top defensive player.
2 or 3 of them.
Yeah, and they still beat them.
And, Stroud, the rookie quarterback, sometimes, he's still done, his numbers look pretty good. Sometimes he throws a little high, but every high pass they're going to say, oh, look at this. He threw it high. No, let's bench him. Let's, people go nuts over stuff like that. And Columbus is a tough place to play because another thing, and I was thinking about it, Columbus is not like your typical college town. Like college towns are like Clemson, they're smaller, but this is the biggest city in Ohio that you're playing in. So you've got that pro football pressure on you. This kid's 19 years old, people get all bent out of shape over this, and it's because you're spoiled. Like Clemson fans complaining right now, you're spoiled.
But if you lose one more game, Tom, I mean, think of it. If you lose one more game,
they're not. Oh, Terry, they're not. They're not going to win the national championship this year. Ohio State's not going to win the national championship. I'd like to see them win their conference, win a bowl, but they got to beat Penn State, who's pretty good. Michigan State's come on; they're playing well. There's some people playing well on their side, so you're not just going to walk to the Big Ten championship game. And this may be the year that somebody else does.
Tom, are you going to come back to the middle of that screen, or do I need to move the camera back?
He gets so upset about this stuff. I mean, he just gets so, like, we're all talking football. He's like, you're not in the middle of the screen, Tom. Don't say that, Tom. Why are you doing that, Tom?
I'm just saying you were almost in Terry's.
You don't talk about football until 9:01, Tom.
In Terry's screen.
When I come in the morning, I feel like I'm in timeout. Like when you're in timeout, there's a bunch of rules.
Before I said that, I thought in my head, Terry, which is going to make Tom matter less? That I ask him to move back to the middle, or I actually stand up and get up and go move the camera.
In timeout.
Either way, he's going to complain about it.
Terry, I'm in timeout.
You're not timeout. I just want you to move back in the screen so the folks across the world can see that beautiful Burn shirt. Right
I know. And I'm supposed to get one for Terry. He hasn't text messaged me back. He's probably not awake yet. I figured he might be. Burns didn't have a game last night. They had Pee Wee football this morning, so maybe he had to get up early.
There you go.
Ready. So that's
nothing wrong with that. We're doing that over at West Lincoln.
Yeah, Pee Wee football on Saturday morning. I'm glad they're letting them play at the stadium again.
Yes.
For a while, they weren't letting. Was that the way it was at West Lincoln?
Yes.
Making them go play at these elementary school fields, but they've brought them back to.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something, and we're still speaking of that. Last night, the West Lincoln crowd was tremendous. Them and Maiden. They were packed all the way to the road, all the way to the parking lot,
Terry.
all the way over to the middle school.
Big game.
Yeah,
it was a big game.
It was huge.
Big game.
All right, you guys ready to make some bad picks?
College?
Yeah.
I do want to give Tom credit last week, and I said I would when I come in here. Yeah, Tom went 19-6 last week in college.
Smoked it.
I went 13-12.
I tell you, I knew you struggled. Well. I knew you struggled. That's why
but I've won 2 out of the 3 weeks.
That's why you haven't you weren't text messaged me on Saturday because I knew I won that week. So it's 2-1.
So now it's time for me to get
pull
back
even.
On top.
Time to pull even.
Well, listen, sometimes you get text messages that make sense, and others you just like
It's hard to decipher.
How did someone type that with their thumbs?
Someone was pounding you last night, Tom.
Who thought that?
Someone was pounding you last night.
Who's that?
They were. That's all I got to say.
I don't know what to do right now.
What are you talking about?
I don't know how. We're gonna have to cut this audio.
What are you talking about?
All right, here we go.
Who was? All right, I'm gonna start in the top 25, and then we'll put the screws to you guys. And we're not picking any of these 20-point spreads, whatever.
Okay. Yeah, let's do not.
Notre Dame at Wisconsin. The Badgers at home are favored by 6.5. It'll cost you $170 if you want a ticket today. They play at noon o'clock. Tom, Soldier Field is where they're playing. Who you got, Mr. Big Ten?
They got Wisconsin favored in this game?
Wisconsin favored by 6.5 in Soldier Field
Because
Notre Dame.
I tell you what, Wisconsin doesn't have the quarterback figured out, and Notre Dame's got Wisconsin's old quarterback. So I think there's a little revenge factor going on there. I like Notre Dame in this game.
Okay, that's our first one. I have taken Wisconsin.
Is that our first bad pick, Terry? Is that what you're saying?
I didn't say that. I just
somebody
said
just made a bad pick.
One.
One of you did.
Yeah. But they said the Notre Dame quarterback's having a little bit of hard time.
JP, hit your button, not yell at me through the window.
Yes.
First one, they've already split. I just need a name. Who just made the bad pick, Terry or Tom? All you have to do is say one name.
Terry.
There we go.
All
That's
right.
all we needed.
I don't know.
Good job.
27
like
seconds.
now you don't know.
Here we go.
Good job.
There we go.
All
All right, you
I
turn.
really don't care.
Yeah, I know. we want you to play Terry or Tom. You just sit there. Don't say anything else.
All right. I'll do it.
All right. Texas A&M at Arkansas. Last week, Tom, you doubted the Razorbacks against a Texas team. This week, they host A&M, who App will be playing next year at A&M.
Oh, that's interesting. I think Texas A&M goes in there and beats Arkansas. I think Arkansas's got a pretty good team, and but Texas A&M, they've got a lot of talent on that team. I think they go in there and win.
Yeah, I was going to take Arkansas also, but I am going to take Texas A&M. Texas A&M almost laid a bug last week.
At first, when Coach Fisher went over there, I'm like, are you crazy? And then he's built that program out. And Florida State's getting beat by FCS teams.
They could have got beat last week.
All right, JP, who made the bad pick, Terry or Tom?
Well, they both said the same thing.
Then they both made the bad pick.
Yeah, basically.
All right, who you got? You got Razorback or Aggie?
I guess Razorback.
There
I
you
don't
go.
really know.
All right, I'm going to skip that one for Terry to break down here at the end. Terry, we'll talk about
He'll
Clemson,
rant
NC
for
State
probably 5
last.
minutes on that one.
All right, JP, I told you to say one thing and quit.
Sorry.
All right.
Hit your button. Turn it off. You go back to what you're just doing.
Moving
Go back to
on.
your regrets.
Moving on.
Iowa State at Baylor. The 14th ranked Iowa State Cyclones are favored by 7 on the road at Baylor. Tommy.
I like Iowa State.
I like Iowa State.
$42 in Waco today. You can have a ticket for that game. All right, how about the 3-0 Rutgers Scarlet Knights? Do they pull off the upset today? And for only $14 in the Big House, you can see them play Michigan.
Michigan's playing well. Michigan, I think they're going to win at home.
I got you, Michigan also.
All right, so nothing. All right, well, Tom, this is a throwaway, but after Georgia State dominated your 49ers,
they didn't dominate them.
I won that one, Tom.
Are they going to beat the Auburn Tigers?
No, Auburn at home.
Yeah, Auburn.
There's your throwaway. All right, I gave y'all one. All right, UCLA at Stanford, 24 at unranked Stanford. UCLA's favored by 4 on the road for $15. You can watch that one.
I think it's a trap game for UCLA. I think Stanford gets the win at home.
And I'll take UCLA. There's a swap.
Tennessee, Rocky Top goes down to the Swamp. Gators favored by 19 to eat a volunteer or two for $38. Tom, who do you have?
They have anything emotionally left after that Alabama game, which had to be tough on them, but I like Florida at home.
I got Florida also. I like Rocky Top, the song.
Nebraska, Cornhuskers, underdogs by 4.5 at Michigan State today. $40 in East Lansing. Terry, do the Cornhuskers upset the Spartans?
Well, I'm going to tell you what, Nebraska played well last week, but going on the road this week, Michigan State will win.
Yeah, I like Michigan State at home. They're playing well this year.
Undefeated, no respect in the Big 12 by the voters. Carolina's at 2-1. These two Big 12 teams undefeated. Kansas State at 25 at 3-0. At Oklahoma State at 3-0. The Cowboys favored by 5.5. Tom,
they're tough at home. Give me Oklahoma State at home.
Same thing, Oklahoma State.
Alabama's got a tough one today, hosting Southern Miss. Good job. West Virginia is at Oklahoma. 17's a big spread, but it's overcomable. We've seen it. Tom said Oklahoma's not playing well. I'll let you start there then. Are you going to pick the Mountaineers upset the Sooners?
No, but I think it'll be close. I think Oklahoma will struggle again in this game, but they'll beat West Virginia.
Oklahoma will win easy.
So both of you go with the Boomer Sooners. Ohio State favored by 48.5 over Akron. Good
They
job.
won't cover that. Stroud's not even playing today.
All right, Terry. Will you pick the Rambling Wreck of Georgia Tech? Will they beat the North Carolina Tar Heels today in Atlanta at Mercedes-Benz Stadium?
That'll not happen. UNC House finally putting it together a little bit, and Georgia Tech gave Clemson all they wanted, but Clemson has no offense. But Carolina wins by at least 3 touchdowns.
Oh, I don't know if I want to pick Carolina now they said that nonsense, but I'll go with Carolina on the road. Tougher than Terry thinks, as Georgia Tech's got a pretty good defense.
Who'd they just about beat?
Clemson.
Yeah. So
they didn't just about beat. They never really threatened to beat them.
They had just tied a game at the end.
Yeah, I mean, but they just didn't have offense. They didn't have enough offense, Terry. They don't have
be
enough
quiet.
offense.
Marshall didn't have enough offense to beat
Can I tell
Appalachian.
him like you tell JP? Be quiet, Tom.
No.
Oh, cannot tell him.
I mean,
that?
you can. You'll see. He's right. He's close enough to cut you, though.
I wouldn't cut him.
All right, that's it for our top 25 teams. How many games you got down there,
I've
Terry?
got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
11 games. All right, we'll find you some other close random directional schools. How about LSU at Mississippi State? The Tigers favored by 2.5 on the road for $17. You get a ticket for this one.
I like Mississippi State at home.
And there's where we got a swap. I'm taking LSU. I sat there and watched Mississippi State against North Carolina State, and they were never better than State. State just made so many mistakes in the game.
Wasn't that game like 24-10?
It was 24-10. But if the State would have scored at the start of the game when they missed a field goal and threw an interception in the end zone.
Kevin, do you know that if State would have scored more points than Mississippi State, they would have won?
The whole game would have changed.
Boy, aren't you a doctor
and then
of football?
I saw Mississippi State get beat last week,
if
and
we
I
weren't
thought
terrible,
they should have won that game.
If we weren't terrible, we would have won the game. That's great analysis there.
LSU.
Who's that? Is that ESPN
LSU,
on the phone
Tom.
wanting you to come over there and work for them?
Keep sticking with your Mississippi State, Coach Leach, now.
Well, you see, the reason why LSU is going to get beat is because nobody can understand what Coach Ogeron tells them, so they're confused when they go on the field.
They've won 2 games. They got the same record Mississippi State does.
They don't know what's going on. Nobody can understand what he's talking about.
Well, next up, Missouri at Boston College. Missouri's 2-1. Boston College 3-0. Missouri's favored on the road for $21 in Chestnut Hill.
You're going to Chestnut Hill. Boston College is pretty good. I'm taking the Boston College.
Let's go with Missouri.
That's a bad pick.
No, Missouri's going to go in there and beat them.
All right, this one's for Tom after last week's diagnosis. Florida International.
They got people from everywhere.
Recruiting players all over the world. At Central Michigan, who's only getting players from the inner city of Central Michigan. Whatever's in the middle of Michigan. I don't know.
Detroit.
It's split up.
Florida International probably doesn't know where Michigan is. I'll go with Central Michigan.
Same here, Central Michigan.
At home, they're 11.5-point favorites.
We've got, let's see, scroll down.
New Hampshire at Pittsburgh. Pick that one.
All right, the Alphabet Bowl, SMU at TCU. 9.5-point favorites are the Horny Frogs.
Yeah.
TCU.
TCU's tough at home.
Yeah.
Texas and Texas Tech today. 9-point favorites, Longhorns in Austin, Texas today.
I'm taking Texas, but if you lose this game, Texas, I'm issuing you a Mac Brown ultimatum. If you lose, I will never pick you again.
I'm taking Texas Tech.
That's a loser.
Okay. You just got through saying Texas
Patrick Mahomes is no longer at Texas Tech, in case you didn't
care.
know.
I don't care.
I'll let Tom break this one down since he missed Navy and Army last week, and he's from Ohio. Miami of Ohio at Army. Army favored by a touchdown at West Point.
Army's going to win. Miami will never have the ball.
Army. Yeah. Exactly.
Army will never have the ball. Boise State at Utah State. Boise State's 1-2. Utah State's 3-0, and Boise's favored by 9 in Logan, Utah.
No respect, huh?
None.
Let's go with Utah State. I mean, we follow them pretty closely.
Yeah. Terry?
Boise State did not look good last week when I was watching them late night Saturday, but I think they'll come up and they'll win this game. Boise State.
All right. You like the Boise State going on the road?
Yeah, he took Utah State.
Oh, he didn't. Okay, never mind. Sorry.
Come on, Tom will pick the loser.
Western Michigan hosting San Jose State in Kalamazoo.
I got Western Michigan.
Yeah, at home. I think it's tough. I'm sure the guys at San Jose State have never been to Michigan before.
Tom, Toledo at Ball State. 5-point favorite is Toledo on the road.
Give me the Rockets.
For $7 in Muncie, Indiana.
For $7, you get a ticket and a free hot dog.
So you taking Ball State?
No, taking Toledo.
I'm taking Ball State.
Well, you take the loser.
All right. Texas A&M, we did that one.
Clemson.
We're going to get that. That's going to be our last. How many more, Terry, we got?
It's 20.
We're at 20?
Yeah, let's just do one more.
Let's see if we got one more.
Yeah, let's throw one oddball in here. Or we got to have to go 3.
The Fighting Trent Martys are at Maryland, I see.
1 or 3, what, to make it uneven?
Yeah, we got to make it uneven.
That's where you want to go?
Yeah, it's got to be uneven.
I'll
That's
find
why we
some.
always said 25. It's always uneven.
I got to find a school y'all have never heard of.
Well, I've heard of all of them. Tom sometimes gets lost out there in the world.
Yeah, well, Terry's got plenty of time at work when he's on the computer instead of doing his job.
You want to see what's on Thursday night football?
Well,
since
I guess.
Since we never get to pick those games, we always forget to hit that button. How about that? Let's see. We'll pick Thursday, and then we'll do NC State Clemson. Thursday.
There you go.
Virginia at Miami.
I think Miami gets to win there.
There is no spread on these games yet.
Miami, I'm going Virginia.
Houston at Tulsa on Friday.
Well, saw Tulsa last week in Ohio State.
They're 0-3.
They actually looked decent, but they got beat by an FCS school as well, so I like Houston.
I like Houston.
Iowa at Maryland. 3-0 versus 3-0. Iowa's ranked 5th, Maryland unranked.
I like Iowa.
Yeah. 2 more.
BYU at Utah State. $184 for that.
It's a Mormon Bowl, man.
Must have limited seats at Utah State.
BYU.
I'll take BYU.
And finally, NC State and Clemson.
Well, there's always, as I talk about all the time, there's games that you cannot be too pumped to play. And this is a state game today against Clemson at home. Here's your opportunity again. A couple years back, we missed a field goal, and then Clemson beats us when Clemson would have never won a national title if we had won that game.
I think it's about 7 years ago.
Yeah, well, it's not been that long. But here's your another opportunity. State with a very good offensive team that did not show up against Mississippi State, so you got to get started early. And it's kind of hard for me. Tom, I'm going to let you take Clemson, but I'm going to take North Carolina State to win today.
Well, as much as I do not like taking Dabo Swinney in anything, and I'll tell you what, Terry, I'm very close to picking NC State because Clemson has not played well.
Their offense is not done, but watch them put up 40 today.
But yeah, but I'm gotta have to go with Clemson. I just don't think State will have enough But I'm telling you, this might be a 17-14 game.
Well, it's one of them games. If you want to be with the big boys, here's you another opportunity.
Clemson's double-digit favorite, aren't they, Kevin?
10-point favorite.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, all right.
You have chances. This is
so
it.
Here's the final story, and for some reason, of course, I see it last night, that I can't find the link to the actual, I'm trying to find the actual Twitter feed, but so last night or Thursday night in the app game, I know you guys aren't on Twitter to seeing what they're fussing about online, but a reporter from I'm gonna put it this way. I don't know what network she's with or exactly what she is. She's got some podcast and goes around, but anyway, a reporter at the app game posted after the game and I'm gonna put it this way. When Marshall's leaving the field, you have a tunnel that you run through. App fans were yelling at them. She was offended and did not like the way that the App fans treated the opposing players as they left the field, Tom.
Have you ever been to Maiden High School?
That's where Terry went with that one.
Okay. You do not need to be there.
So, again, and that was a lot of the responses to it, and here's I'm gonna read some of this, and you guys can, again, you can put a lady from San Francisco is in Boone complaining about the rudeness of the alcoholic Mountaineer fans pulling off a 1-point victory and yelling at the Marshall players.
Now they
walked through the tunnel.
I will say I've been to Appalachian State, and sobriety is not ubiquitous there. I will say that.
No. Nobody's saying anything about that. But again, has anyone ever been to a football game before? One.
Yeah, this gets a little ugly. Yeah.
Two, these aren't, and I like to point out a lot, these are not children. These are grown men. If any one of those grown men football players decided to hit that woman, she would want them prosecuted as an adult, not kids. So let's not call them kids. Their feelings, and was her feelings hurt? Or was she worried about the feelings of the football player? Is that that's what I'm asking? Mm-hmm. So what are you worried about? If you're standing there, and this, a lot of the tweets and quotes, we got to do better. We got better class than that. It's not like it's the chancellor down there giving the DX symbol to them as they walk by. These are fans, college fans, and you're going through your tunnel. And Terry, if you don't want to hear it, what do? You not listen. You jog. How about not? And this is just, guys, I'm gonna find it. I'll show it to you off air, but whatever. Just walking up the tunnels and stuff, and they're getting yelled at.
Yeah, the old Maiden.
They didn't throw anything at them.
One of the worst.
There was nothing thrown at them. I didn't see anything like that. I'm just trying to find her actual quotes, and everybody, of course,
and it's nothing wrong with it. It's just intimidation. That's
There's nothing wrong with hurling insults and using profanity. Okay, I can see why some people wouldn't like that, but why are you going to go public with it and complain?
That's what I'm saying.
It's like, I can understand.
If you're offended with that, I'd hate to take you a lot of places.
And some people got the point that they wouldn't say that to those players' faces. They're right.
They wouldn't, because they get their face kicked in.
But there is a point of and I've had, Terry, like you just said, the first thing Terry said was point to a high school. I have heard some awful things said to me during games from other fans and stuff and other high school students. And again, it's. If we're down at Belk, they wouldn't say that to me. No. We're down the street, but you get in the fan situation.
Well, my whole deal is this.
People are trying to make you mess up so their team wins.
It's like this, Kevin. If that's going to offend you, then you really do not need to be the quarterback out on the field.
No, you don't.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, that too. Let's see. App State fans screaming explicitives at Marshall players as they exit the field after the loss. Tom, brace yourself for this one. You got your pearls. They were giving them the middle finger, Terry.
Oh, look out.
They were talking about some of them's mothers, Tom. Telling them to go kill themselves. Absolutely disgusting behavior.
It is, but it's...
We need to get every one of them kids.
It is.
And then her response to it was...
disagree.
Her response was, just because it happens everywhere doesn't mean it should. Which, yes, maybe you're right. Yeah. But again, it's like, have you ever been to a Halloween... Has she ever dressed up at Halloween? We're fan. I'm a paying fan here. Again, we don't want anything with people throwing beers or throwing anything at players or attacking players or touching anyone. But to yell at players as they're running off the field, I'm not seeing anything on this one. The running up to them on the field, don't run on the field. You know, you've seen fans and college kids run up to players on the field. Don't do that. I would highly advise don't do that.
But
yelling and screaming, you lost.
It is embarrassing behavior. But why are we going public with this?
Here's my middle finger, because we're in the generation of hurt feelings, Tom. Again, so if we back it up, what is she upset about? That she heard them yelling at the players, or was she upset that the players heard other people telling them that they're sorry? And
I don't.
There's
know.
my middle finger.
I think this is. She's done what she wanted. She's drawn our attention and got us talking about it.
Got their attention. Well, and I'm going to say this. You can take it however you want. When you have reporters reporting on sports that they have not played or know nothing about, when I hear that, Terry, I've heard worse on the field.
Yeah.
So when I run by through the stands, that's nothing. But if you've never been on the field to hear it, if you've never been hit by somebody, you've never had somebody in your face spit in your face, playing the actual game, whatever a fan says, you've never thought about. And people that haven't done that and they hear that, oh, my pearls, he gave somebody the middle finger, Terry. The middle finger. I've been on the field hearing other players called other players very bad words. And it's just funny. It's just sad. I don't know. Like Tom, again, if Marshall wins, does she even tweet that? Or is that an upset Marshall fan? She was wearing green stuff. Marshall fan from San Francisco reporting. They berated me, Tom. I was on my green shirt. I did not feel welcome.
How many Marshall fans are in San Francisco?
I know.
She said she didn't feel welcome.
How many people?
Probably seen the
How
film.
many people in San Francisco know where Marshall University even is?
All right. We'll be back in a few minutes. We've got NFL on KDCBroadcasting.com.
Question: where do you buy a used car with a lifetime warranty? The answer is Friendship in Forest City. Friendship has lifetime warranty on new and used cars. Unlimited time, unlimited miles. That's Friendship Nissan and Friendship Jeep Dodge Ram in Forest City.
Be the one.
Howell, first down and more. Goodbye. Magical play by Sam Howell.
This is the home of Carolina football.
And it's intercepted. Holy cow, Carolina's going to win. Right, that bell tower blue.
Catch live coverage of the Tar Heels all season long, right here on your home for Carolina football.
Tar Heel football on the Boss in Carolina Country and online at KDCBroadcasting.com. You know, most car dealers at this time have a very limited inventory, but that's not the case at Classic Volkswagen of Gastonia, with the largest selection of new inventory in the Charlotte-Gastonia area. See their friendly sales staff today with over 30 years of Volkswagen experience. And right now, get 0% financing for 36 months on selected models. That's Classic Volkswagen, 4417 Wilkinson Boulevard in Gastonia. Online at ClassicVWGastonia.com.
The Cherryville Golf and Country Club is now having a new membership drive. That's right. If you're not a member, now is the time. It is a 9-hole course that will be expanding to an 18-hole in the near future. Every Friday night, the restaurant, it will be serving the best steaks in town, along with ribs and seafood. And the best thing about the restaurant, it is open to the public. Looking to have a wedding reception, the birthday party, corporate event, Cherryville Banquet Room is the best place. Ask Dan about their golf package fundraiser deal. Check their menu out on Facebook. Cherryville Golf and Country Club, 200 Club Drive, Cherryville. Call 704-435-6597.
When you get your car worked on, you want it fixed right the first time. At Bruner's Automotive in Cherryville, you get honest repairs from a GM-trained certified technician. From an oil change to new tires or a new Jasper transmission, you can count on Bruner's Automotive in Cherryville. Any car, any truck, any SUV. Trust Bruner's Automotive for all your automotive service and repair needs. Located at 319 East Main Street in Cherryville. Call 704-923-7612 and visit the website at BrunerAutomotive.com. Check out the great deals this week at This and That Trading Post in Dallas, like Merry Christmas buckets. Get 3 for $20. Queen or king size copper pillows, $14. Charcoal starters, $7. 14-inch tabletop grills, $7.50. Men's blue jeans, just $6. 24 packs of toilet paper, only $8. And just arrived, a big bulk box of Halloween items priced from 50 cents to $2 at This and That Trading Post. 3857 Dallas High Shoals Road in Dallas, right across from the trade lot. Like them on Facebook, too.
And welcome back to Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin and the gang.
All right, hiccuping in there on the comeback. Oh,
Sorry.
Both of y'all are ridiculous. That's silly. All right, here we go. Here's some more of this, Terry, real quick before we get in the NFL. I've got to read this stuff. This is hilarious. Somebody responded, you could also report all the great hosting we did. We had several Marshall fans at our tailgate, and they had a great experience. Go ahead and pick your narrative. And she said, I have no agenda here. This was my experience, so I shared it. It wasn't my only one, but it was the most upsetting one. This video, remember, this is the report, Terry. She put the video out. This video is not indicative of the App State fans as a whole. They're part of the fan base, and they should not be allowed to behave this way. Well, a lot of people on this world right now, and especially in our country, our country is supposed to be based on freedom, Terry.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have this thing in them that they feel the need to control and tell other people how to do and how to behave. And just being able to say that out loud, someone should not be allowed to behave that way. What does that mean? Like, what are you going to tell? I gave somebody the middle finger, Terry. I'm going to jail now for that. Obviously, the journalism major skipped the First Amendment part of her classes in college, where the freedom of speech and all that. So you got to comment on that.
Well, I kind of sat here and I'm like, what if they would have been up there and said, hey, appreciate y'all coming. Hope y'all have a safe trip home. Somebody would have took that wrong. Somebody would have been, oh, so what are you saying? You want us to get hurt, have a wreck? Because they would have took more into it than what was there.
Well, speaking of taking that wrong, Terry, she said some of them were talking about the Marshall plane crash, and I'm like, okay, but again, it's a ball game.
Yeah,
it was rough leaving this. Oh, this was the one. It was rough leaving the stadium. We were heckled walking to our cars as fans chanted F Marshall down the streets.
It's the first time
Welcome
that
to
they had
Boone!
lost. Was it now? Really? It's the first time that Appalachian beat them in like the last four
I don't
times
know.
or something.
Who cares?
I can tell you, back in the mid-2000s, I went to watch Youngstown State play Appalachian State. When Appalachian was really good that year, they beat us like 50-20.
I was there.
But I
remember. Was that a playoff
cold.
game?
Yes.
Youngstown State.
It was
I was
cold.
there.
It was cold.
You're right.
Cold,
It was snowing too, wasn't it?
And I just was walking up, and I had my Youngstown State shirt on, and my good friend, head coach Chase High School, Chris Cogdell, we went up there together. And I got us tickets, and I said, hey, man, let's go up. Let's have fun. He said, well, you got to sit on the app side. I said, okay, well, I'll sit on. I think he drove, and I sat on the app side. Or so we worked out something. Can't remember exactly how it went. But as soon as I had that Youngstown, I'm just walking up minding my business, and someone got about this far away from my face. F Ohio. F Youngstown. F you. I'm like, and I just looked at him. I said, buddy, you've had a few too many tonight, hadn't you? I mean, it's a kid,
Tom, I want to apologize for doing that to you.
No, it might have been you.
I'm sorry, Tom.
It might have been you, but
that was Jason. Actually, I was behind him.
It was, and it's like, okay, I'm on the out, and all I can remember is Youngstown's getting their brains beat in, and it was so cold. It's like when your toes freeze up, and you're just so cold and miserable.
That's one of the ones where you walk. When you get up
when the game's over.
Well, when you get up, there is a tendency, Tom. Okay, so here's how it works at app. So you play some of these teams you never heard of. You might blow them out or whatever, but you get up there, you're nice and warm in the first half because you've had a few beverages here and there. Second half comes around, you get up by 20 on Youngstown State, and it's snowing. You're walking back to the dorms or walking back to your apartment. So I probably caught the fourth quarter of that game playing beer pong back at the house and looking at the other scores around.
You were still in college then?
I do remember that game. Yeah, it's snow cold. Youngstown State playoff game. I remember I actually sat on the visitor side of that one because the home side was so packed in the student section. There was some openings. You just went on the visitor side in the lower section, sat right there behind their bench and watched for. We did a little heckling, but not enough to upset this lady. She wouldn't do too well at a Duke basketball game or a Philadelphia Eagles game.
Yeah,
I would imagine. We just didn't like the F Marshall chants going down the street.
We're sorry. Sorry. Yeah, God almighty.
Terry, I was in Bank of America Stadium, whatever it's called now, Panthers Ericsson. It was Ericsson Stadium, I believe, then when they beat Aitman and them in the playoffs, which I'd have never bet anything in my life that they were going to win that game. And we were in the upper deck. Was the ticket, so we had to walk down 5 to 7 ramps of F Dallas chants. Every time I've been to a Panthers game, every time it's been F Dallas
every
chant.
time. Yes, that's what made me not like the Carolina
Well,
Panthers.
you can't go above. Well, see, the thing is, Dallas fans can price themselves out of those people and buy lower level tickets, and if you do your best, you can. Or I would advise just buying a booth there, but. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, we got quick bad picks. NFL picks will be the next minute or two will be our bad NFL picks from the past 2 weeks. So here we are, KTC.
I like the Falcons Eagles quarterback situation. It's not real good. Of course, the Falcons aren't real good either.
I like Matt Ryan. Favorite at home. I think the Eagles might have the best quarterback room in the NFL.
I like the Falcons Eagles quarterback situation. It's not real good. Of course, the Falcons aren't real good either.
I like Matt Ryan. Favorite at home. I think the Eagles might have the best quarterback room in the NFL. From top to bottom.
The Eagles?
Yeah.
Hurts and Minshew and
Joe Flacco.
Is Flacco on the practice squad, or are they dressing three?
I don't know the exact
Somebody's
depth
on the
chart.
practice. They're not dressing three quarterbacks.
Well, they might.
No. Nobody does that.
All right, Tom. So I got to look it up now with 3
No,
minutes left in the game to see if Joe Flacco is the third-string quarterback.
Bad picks.
If 2 Alabama quarterbacks play, don't you got to pick a tie?
I think it's going to be
Be some awful quarterback play in this game.
Patriots
It's
at
going to
home.
be 7-3
at Washington.
Yes.
Washington.
Bad picks.
But going with my heart, Browns are going to go in there and find a way to win.
No, Chiefs win.
Yeah, I like the Vikings. It'll be close, but I like the Vikings.
Vikings.
I got the Vikings well, and doesn't make me feel good then.
Bad picks.
No, Panthers will beat the Jets.
Panthers favored by 4. Jets win. Jets win.
Jameis Winston, quarterback of the
Against
Saints.
Aaron Rodgers.
Green Bay.
Green Bay. 2 teams in disarray, but I think the Jacksonville Jaguars are starting to get it straightened out, so I'm going to go with Jacksonville.
That's who I took, Jacksonville.
Those are some bad picks.
Well, that wasn't as bad as what we was thinking.
No,
you only missed a couple there. NFL, a little bit easier to pick coming out in the first couple of weeks, I think, and a few less games.
I don't know. Don't say that.
Okay.
Don't say that. After 2 weeks,
oh God,
Tom is 14-15.
Had a better week last week.
Yeah,
losing money in the semifinals.
yeah, you did. You was 9-6 last week. Just 5-9 first week. Kevin was 5-6 the first week. He come out 9-6 last week. He's 14-12.
A little more informative second week.
Yeah, I was 9-5 the first week. I was 12-3 last week. I am 21-8.
Okay. So Terry starts off hot. All right, let's get over to Buffalo, Washington at Buffalo. The Bills favored by 7 in Orchard Park. Terry, who you got?
Washington at Buffalo?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, Buffalo.
Taylor Heineke in Buffalo, Tom.
Buffalo.
Bills for me, Terry. Bills for me. Bears in Cleveland. Justin Fields getting his start against the Brownies. Brownies favored by 7.5, $85. Tom?
I'll tell you what, they're banged up. I think it's going to be close, but the Browns will find a way to win at home.
Yeah, Cleveland also.
I think Browns will win by a lot, and Justin Fields will welcome that Ohio State quarterback to the NFL.
Don't say that.
Well, last week he was awful. I'll say he'll be awful again. Ravens at Lions. I might be on bad picks, Tom, but I'm going to stand by it. Ravens at Lions. Baltimore favored by 7.5.
A big win against Kansas City. Short week's always tough when you got a short week on the road, but the Lions don't have enough. No, I'm not taking it. Let me finish. Ravens.
Now, picking the Lions isn't a bad bet here, Terry. Short week. You got a big win. It's a 7.5 point spread.
Okay,
so you got 7. I'm saying on the money line, it might be good to bet the lines for you gamblers out there. But the Ravens are going to win the ball game by 6.5 points, Terry.
Good.
Speaking of that, did you see the spread on the app game? The spread in the app game was 7.5, and people's or the other kid went down at the 5-yard line to Tom. They were trying to let him score so they could get the ball back.
Went down. Yeah.
And he went down. He got up, shook his hand. No, you ain't getting me. And the app got to take 3 knees and run the clock out. So Marshall was trying to let them score. And the spread was 7.5. They won by 1. That would have been 6, and a touchdown would have made it 8. And he got on the internet and said, "Sorry, I couldn't cover the spread for everyone," because he was getting hammered on the Twitter by the degenerates. Tom, Colts at Titans. Titans favored 5.5. I guess I don't know what's happening with Wentz, but Tannehill's starting and Titans are at home. Terry, what you got?
Tennessee.
Yeah, I like Tennessee at home, even though they laid an egg against Arizona, which I did pick correctly.
I've got Tennessee at home as well. Chargers at Chiefs. Justin Herbert in the game come in to Patrick Mahomes, who just lost to Baltimore. The defense for Kansas City.
Suspect.
And Tampa, I'm going to say, some of these teams you need to watch. If they can't run the ball and you can't stop the run, you might not be. It's when you score, they're playing Dallas ball. They're all trying to score 30 and hope you outscore the other team right now. But Chiefs and Chargers, who you got?
Chiefs look more like the chefs on defense, man. But I'm going to take them at home.
I'm taking Chiefs also.
I got Chiefs as well. Jameis Winston in New England against Belichick. So he scores 38 against Aaron Rodgers, and then he gets shut down by the Panthers. In New England, Terry. New England favored by 3.
Yeah, I don't know, but I don't know whether you can pick the Saints this year. You're going to get them right one week, miss the next week, and they're going to New England. I'm taking the Patriots.
Yeah, Patriots.
It sure isn't. They're sure not covering a 3-point spread in New England. Why is that not like 7 or 8 or something? That's what I don't get. I guess that the gamblers don't got that much faith in Mac Jones yet, but dang. Falcons at Giants. Giants favored by 3. Oh, I'm sorry. Patriots, obviously,
okay.
Yeah. Falcons at Giants. This game will be in hell this week. 0-2 Falcons at 0-2 Giants. Daniel Jones and Matt Ryan face off for $57 in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Terry.
The New York Giants.
Yeah, I like the Giants at home.
I'm going to pick the Falcons because I ain't no Duke quarterback here against Matt Ryan. Let's go Bengals at Steelers. Can Mr. Burrow pull off the upset on Big Ben?
Big Ben not playing in this game.
Uh-oh. Then never mind. Is Haskins playing?
Rudolph.
No, Rudolph.
Mason Rudolph. Oh, he might assault someone, so be careful, Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Steelers really banged up. Let's go against the grain. Let's say that Joe Burrow gets his first signature win. They go in there and win.
Yeah, I'm going Bengals as well, Terry.
You're going Bengals also?
I'm going to go Bengals.
I'm going Steelers.
Steelers. Mason Rudolph.
They'll win on account of their defense.
Okay. Cardinals at Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence and Kyler Murray match up in Arizona. Tommy, $15. No, not Arizona, Jacksonville. $15 you get a ticket in Jacksonville.
Cross-country trip. I always hate picking that team, but Jaguars don't have a whole lot. Let's go with the Cardinals.
Cardinals.
I think the Cardinals are a little bit too tough for Jacksonville. They got to win something. Tom, how many years is Urban Meyer going to last? Did you see his comment this week?
It's like every week's like playing Alabama. Yeah.
Welcome to the NFL, Chief. And that, and Terry again, same thing with Nick Saban. It is. You can't. These coaches, they're not used to preparing every single week, and you might get beat. And they're like, I'm stressed out because I got to play LSU one time this year.
That's how come Jerry Jones would not go get him on account of he said he wanted a NFL-type quarterback, not a college quarterback.
Right. I don't like the college coaches moving up and doing that in the NFL. You're the master at your school.
I mean, you have so much GM and owner.
And remember,
Harbaugh,
you don't get 5 number 1 draft picks every year.
You get one.
That's true.
And you got everyone on the team about is making more money than you. All right, Jets at Broncos.
You picked the Cardinals.
Yeah, I picked Cardinals. Jets at Broncos. Broncos 2-0. The Bridgewater experiment against a pretty
bad.
Not good Jets team. Although I do like the way the ball comes out of Zach Wilson's hands, but I just don't know about that team. I'm going Broncos.
Broncos at home.
Broncos, yeah. Bridgewater's pretty good, Joe. Always has been ever since I've been in here.
I told you guys when I saw Tua's follow through to be questionable about him. Broken ribs. He's hurt at the Raiders. Raiders 2-0. Gruden in the game. Derek Carr.
Give him time.
Raiders.
I got Raiders too.
I got the Raiders also, and I give him a time because, we've heard so much about Carl. Maybe he's going to be gone. Maybe he cannot play. But I give Gruden a lot of credit for sticking with him.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This might be the game of the week. 2-0 at L.A. Rams. 2-0 in Inglewood, California. Tampa's favored on the road by 1.5. $155. Terry, who you got?
Sorry, you're coming across the country to play the Rams, and the Rams are going to give you your first loss.
I like the Rams too at home. Close game. Tough to go cross country.
I hate when you two agree, and then I was feeling that way too. So I'm going Buccaneers on this. I'll take the L. We've got too many on here where all three of us on the highlights in the week. I mark who lost, so I'll be everyone. Tom, Terry, Kevin. Yeah. There's too many everyone's on there for me to keep picking that. Seahawks at Vikings. I got Vikings at home. They're 0-2. Seahawks are favored at by 2 though on the road. I got Vikings will get their first win of the season this week.
Seahawks.
Packers 1-1 at the 49ers. 49ers favored by 3, $138 in Santa Clara. Terry?
49ers, Green Bay for second loss of the year.
I like Aaron Rodgers to come back home to where he's from and get a win. Everybody's on Aaron Rodgers' case. I'm tired of listening to him cry and the Packers cry. I am tired of that. I think he gets a win.
Tom talked long enough for me to pick the 49ers. Go
there
Niners.
You go.
I was going to say let it leak out there. Monday Night Football. Eagles. Cowboys. And then for 4 straight days, we got to listen to the Sports World talk about the NFC East and where the Cowboys are, and if they're the best team, if they're not the best team.
How are you, America's team? You ain't won a Super Bowl in 30 years.
It always is, Tom. You got a star, buddy. Everybody wants to have a star.
Just for that, the Eagles go in there and beat. I was going to pick the Cowboys.
Well, there's where you mess up and get
Picking
you
against
a
you
loss.
And you and Skip
loss.
Bayless.
Because Dak's saying he cannot wait because this is his first trip back home to prove to the Cowboy fans that this is me, Dak, the legend.
He has threw 85 passes in 2 games, Terry. How do you feel about who would you start, Terry? Tony Pollard or Ezekiel Elliott?
Tony Pollard.
I want to know. $16 million a year
Tony
for a fullback.
Pollard pretty good.
That's what they said after the game. Hey, he made some good blocks. I'm like, for $1 million, he better go block somebody. He's getting $1 million. I think the Eagles are going to win this division. So if they're going to win it, they got to win this game. So I've got Eagles over Cowboys. Now, Thursday night, Panthers beat the Texans to improve to 3-0 on the season.
Next.
Well, that's what I was about to ask you, Terry. Last night, Shannon said the Panthers are going to go 3-14. I got somebody who called in and said Cowboys are going to beat. Somebody said the Cowboys are going to give them their first loss. So will the Cowboys in Texas Stadium give the Panthers their first loss in the season in 10 days?
Well, I'm going to be honest with you.
Or 7
Dallas
days from now.
Will not lose another game until they play Kansas City.
You hear that, Tom?
Dallas will be 8-1 when we go to Kansas City.
So, it's like talking to my wife sometimes. I asked you if they were going to beat the Panthers, and
I'm telling you,
tried
they're going to beat the
answer.
Panthers.
Yeah, you're telling me. You told me.
I'm telling you.
But you're in a roundabout way. So, Tom, he says they're going to beat the Eagles, beat the Panthers, beat the Giants, win at New England, win at Minnesota, Denver, and then the Falcons.
The worst we come out of it, 7-2.
The delusions of grandeur.
The worst.
That come out of Cowboys Nation on this stuff, Tom. Where do they get this stuff?
I have no idea.
Trust me, Tom. Trust
me. Where do you see the Panthers right now? McCaffrey. I want a quick analysis on them. Listen, one thing I want to throw him under the bus about, he is not good at goal line. Every time they get inside the 3 or 4, they hand him the ball. He gets stuffed, and he never gets in. Now, they do their swing passes and their fancy plays and stuff. He's outstanding at that. Yeah. He's outstanding running between the tackles or even outside when he's got room. But once they get to the goal line, they need that Stephen Davis or whoever it is to bust in and get those short yard situations. Remember, Cam used to do them all. And then Jonathan Stewart was kind of that a little bit. But, he can't get in. They're going – Chubba Hubbard's the backup. I don't know who that is.
He's going to start.
And so he's going to start. Now, I will say this. Sam Bradford throws a good ball. I've been impressed by how the ball comes out of his hands
But they
accurately.
don't score enough.
You're right. They don't. So I don't think they got the weapons, and they've got to get away from the every play goes to the running back, Christian McCaffrey play, which is good, but once you give him the punt, we've talked about this in the past, once you make that the feature, it's hard to make that get big plays out of it. Instead, you're going to get 6, 7, 8 yards. I'm going to swing it at McCaffrey, get 6, 7 yards. I'm going to hand it to McCaffrey, get 6, 7, 8 yards. Hope he breaks one. But now, Terry, what do they do? And moving forward, how are they going to look?
Well, my deal, and this is how I look at the NFL, and I take it players by players, because for you to have an injury and you miss, say, 3/4 of your year, the year before, for you to come back, we've seen this happen before. When Kuechly finally got hurt and Dagan was out for concussion, Kuechly never was the same player. Carson Wentz, since he got hurt, has never been the same player, and now we're talking about him again over in Indianapolis. Mm. And here you are with McCaffrey again. Now he's hurt again. And I just don't think you ever come back as the player you were before. And to me, I think Carolina is already looking for another running back because, yeah, you're going to have to pay this guy for whatever his contract's worth, how much he was guaranteed. But I don't think you're ever going to see him be the same player he was.
So I guess that's the same is true as Dak Prescott, right?
Well, possibility, but I mean, you know what I'm saying?
I think what the Panthers have been doing, Terry, and what Dallas did the first 2 years of Zeke is give the ball every play you can. They're this is what the NFL is doing. They're using these running backs, and then when it's going to come time, they're like, well, do I want to pay you $16 million, $10 million, or do I want to draft 2 guys?
You got to go. You got to go with the Cleveland model.
Well, I'm going to go with what you just said. If Dak comes up in like this week, next week, or the next 3 weeks and gets hurt, then you got the same thing happening here. I mean, he's never going to be the same player. If he goes through this year without getting hurt, possibility. There's your difference. But, you got these players who are getting hurt in the very next year, and within the first 2 or 3 games, they're hurt again. Come on.
All right, so here's a funny little thing. Adam Gase, since he left Tannehill and Sam Darnold, they both improved after he left. The year after he left the Broncos, they won the Super Bowl. The year after he left LSU, they won the national championship. And Tom, it goes even deeper than that. The year after he graduated high school, his high school football team won the state championship. Everywhere and everything that goes away from Adam Gase gets better.
Here's the formula: hire out Adam Gase, then fire him, and the next year you'll.
All right, several break. We'll just finish up here with the baseball talk. I got to pat the Cardinals on the back here for just a few minutes.
14 straight, guys.
14 straight wins.
That's
Terry.
unreal.
I wanted to see if that was. I just saw the notes on it about team wise as far as wins. I think they haven't won 10 straight since 2001. Mm-hmm. I think 12 was some type of record. Let's see. Cardinals matched their team record all time. Now remember,
there you go.
Just a few months ago, we're sitting there when Tom, you started burying the Indians, I buried the Cardinals pretty much the same week. I said we'll finish with 83 wins, and right now we have 80. Terry, we won 2 games last night.
Yeah, but that's most time you don't see that, and they did. They won a double header.
2 games yesterday,
and that closed you with what 6.5 back.
They are actually, and here's glad you asked that. You talk about in the division.
In the division,
so. For the last month and a half, since the All-Star break or something like that, Milwaukee has had 100% chance of probability to win the division based on the math. Now, it's down 95? to 97%.
Okay, I was the one.
They cut it. They did there. You're right.
But it went from 14.5 down to 6.5 or
7
something.
right now.
Okay, 7. There you go.
I said they'd end up with 83, 84 wins. They've got 85 on the season, 85 and 69. They're 7 games back. We talked about the wild card last week, how that's a a weird setup. The Dodgers or Giants are going to get a 1-game playoff with the hottest team in baseball. But who knows? And we talk about this all the year. Any team at one point is almost a 10-game win streak from jumping back into it. And, we needed 14, and we're still not near 7 games out of first.
When you're speaking of them, and then I kind of went back and I thought about we're so far behind, just second place Cleveland in our division. But against Cleveland, we're 3-12 against them. If you flip-flop that or we're even, then we're tied for second.
Yeah, Cleveland can't beat anybody other than Kansas City.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, they destroying us. But congratulations to Salvador Perez for becoming the all-time home run hitter with 75% of his games played for Kansas City, the all-time home run hitter.
Talk about for catchers?
Yeah, okay. For catchers.
I didn't know he had played that long. That's a long time. Adam Wainwright this week got 2,000 strikeouts, the second Cardinals pitcher, him and Bob Gibson, for 2,000 strikeouts with the team. Of course, Steve Carlton's got it, but he didn't get them with the team. They become the first team since the Astros in 99 to win 12 games in a row in September. It was the longest streak for the Cardinals since 82 for them on that one. Let's see if I got any other news and notes. I did find a Yosef Daw, Tom. I'm going to send and tag to that girl that says, show me where on Yosef Daw that he hurts you. Point to the part that Yosef hurts you at.
Oh, jeez.
All right, Cardinals with 14 straight wins, Terry.
They are. I'm impressed with that.
We're not even in the top 20, top 21 of all time, or 22, about top 30 of all time.
Cleveland won 23 or 24 in a row not too long ago.
The most ever is 26 by the 1916 New York Giants. Cleveland Indians 2017. Tom, you guys won 22 in a row. Now, that was the most since the 19s, obviously, in 100 years. The White Stockings are third.
How many did the Oakland A's won 20 in a row?
Oakland won 20 in 2002. They tied the St. Louis Maroons of 1884 and also the Providence Grays of 1884 for you Maroons and Grays teams. Back when baseball teams were named after whatever color your socks that you bought at the local hardware store.
Yep, the Black Sox.
The Black Stockings and everything else. All right, folks. Terry, you got any other news and notes, or Tom, anything else?
Nope. Just looking forward to some college football today. I think a Notre Dame-Wisconsin game is going to be fun.
So next week, I'm going to have some fun stuff. We've got I don't know if you guys saw me come. We got a smart board in the house.
All right,
and we're going to be able to telestrate Tom.
Okay,
and hopefully
break it down.
Hopefully, be able to draw on our highlights.
Break down some
We're
film.
going to go to the board.
All right.
And have JP run the touch screen and move our top 10 around. We'll put our top 10 and play with it a little bit.
It'll be like the big boys.
Yeah.
He's dancing. All right.
Yes, he is.
I had my Coke Energy, so I'm hyped this morning.
So I had one more announcement on that too. We've got that. So we'll have what was the other one? Oh, that was something else fun. I'm gonna forget it as soon as I go off. As soon as I say something, Terry, I hit that button. I remembered it, guys. All right, JP. Time to read it.
Don't forget our friends at Friendship Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, 190 Oak Street Extension, Forest City, North Carolina, 828-919-3001. Friendship Nissan, also on Oak Street Extension in Forest City, 828-245-1661. Thank you, Friendship.
Hold on, JP, before we play it. Turn that down. I got a quick preview of next week's show right here, and this is all I've got to play. Let's see if I can find it, Tom. Y'all ready for this?
This is
This is James Booknight. Listen to Hornets basketball.
This is LaMelo Ball of the Charlotte Hornets. Be sure to tune in to Hornets basketball on KTC Broadcasting.
This is James Booknight. Listen to Hornets basketball on WOHS Shelby, WLON Lincolnton, and WCSL Cherryville.
This is Vernon Carey. Listen to What's Up Sports Talk with Kevin Hastings.
I sent in the some player that they sent us and said you sent us some players liners for them to record for you guys. And I actually sent in for LaMelo to read all of our names and do the Saturday show, and they got him to read that. Now, after hearing Carrie mess up my name, I assume Melo butchered our names too, and they just said you're not reading that. So that's my assumption because I didn't send LaMelo what he read. That's not what I sent. I sent him listen to Saturday Sports Talk because I wanted my friend Casey and the other guys who are big LaMelo ball fans. I wanted anything in this world from LaMelo to say, listen to Kevin Hastings on Saturday morning for those guys.
That'd be cool.
But we do got Gordon Hayward on here too, and a couple of other guys. I'm going to cut them up, and we have some. We do have some good ones. Vernon had a tough time with my name there, so I just didn't want to play Kevin Hastings. All right, we'll be back next week. Saturday Sports Talk by Friendship, Chrysler Jeep Dodge, KDC broadcast.